Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
Good evening and welcome to the Tiger Sports Network presented by Natural State Sports. Hopefully you are all snuggled and warm at home, sheltering from the winter weather, or at least you're coming out and braving the cold weather to support your Little Rock Central Tigers in what is one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the season. The charging Wildcats of North Little Rock come to town, make the short trip across the river to play one of the more historical rivalry matchups in the state. And, you know, some rivalries are they're just old. You know, some are just old. They've been playing for 100 years, or, you know, traditionally they have some great games, high-scoring games, whatnot, or they always see each other in the playoffs. This rivalry, however, is between two teams who flat out don't really like each other and have not for a long time. And Will, and by the way, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Chris Gay. This is my color analyst, Will Stafford. So happy to be able to call this game in such an historic building and one of the more storied rivalries in Arkansas high school's history.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, North Little Rock and Little Rock Central has been a rivalry for as long as I can remember, as long as my parents can remember. So North Little Rock Central has been a staple of every single season. I mean, since we were in high school, and since those before us were in high school. And so it's going to be a very exciting night. I expect a packed out Little Rock Central Arena, and it's going to be a very, very good night of basketball.
Well, as you can see, the junior varsity squad is still in action, and if you've noticed, it's already starting to be a packed house here at Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of the historical Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. And the girls haven't even had a chance to warm up yet. There's still 1:16 left to play in this game, and everybody's getting a little restless, ready for some basketball action between the two varsity squads. And, you know, we should know best that this is a great rivalry. A little bit of context about us. If this is your first time tuning into the Tiger Sports Network, we've only had one broadcast so far this year when Bologna came to town, and that girls game was an absolute thriller. It was a great first broadcast in Tiger Sports Network history. But Will and I, who we're going to be with you all year long, we're actually alums of North Little Rock High School. And it was a little different when I first knew I was getting this position with the Tiger Sports Network. I was like, never in a million years would I thought I would be calling games for Little Rock Central. And you know what? I'm very happy that I am, because this is a fantastic program. And first of all, I don't have a bias because, well, I guess whoever signs my paycheck, that's who I have a bias towards. So, and of course, it is the Tiger Sports Network. Now, outside of tonight, and when they face off against each other in North Little Rock later this season, that's when I'll cheer for the Wildcats. But for every other game,
we're
Little Rock Central. We are Little Rock Central all the way. But like I was mentioning, we've heard stories about a lot of these, and it's not just basketball being the big rivalry. Football has been huge. I know Central has not necessarily been the strongest football program. Actually, they have their 2 wins up on North Little Rock this season. But traditionally, it's been North Little Rock over Central, and in basketball, at least as of last year, it's been Central over North Little Rock. So go ahead and talk about sort of the history between these two teams as far as games played.
Yeah, absolutely. So going all the way back to 2006. Now, for pre-context, North Little Rock and Central have been playing a lot longer than 2006. Yes. They've been playing for absolutely forever. But going back to just 2006, North Little Rock has kind of had the upper hand on Central when it comes to that win-loss. It's 13-25 for Central. So not the greatest. But since 2020, North Little Rock and Central are even at 5-5. And this is all men's here. But the women's has been just the same. It's been 5-5 on that side as well. Both women's and men's have a very long-standing rivalry, and going all the way back to 2020, each team has at least one championship under their belt since 2020. So it's a very these are both very storied programs, both on the men's and women's sides. And there's not much else you can ask for when it comes to basketball rivalries in Arkansas. Chris, I don't know if you agree, but this is the best rivalry in Arkansas high school sports because of just how storied and how many close games and how long-standing this rivalry has been around. And, it's like you were saying, we're both alums of North Little Rock, and we came into North Little Rock High School knowing that. It's what you know. North Little Rock has Central and Catholic. Those are the two, right? And Central is the biggest one, and it's going to be an absolutely amazing night of sports.
Well, some rivalries, it has to be on the other side. I don't know if North Little Rock is Catholic's biggest rival.
That's true. That's true.
Catholic is one of North Little Rock's bigger rivals, but for both of these schools, they see each other as some of their biggest rivals.
Yep.
And of course, not only have there been just amazing games, on top of that, there have been some amazing atmospheres, which is already looking like a lot of people are going to brave what was flurries earlier in the day. They're going to brave the cold weather and come out and support both squads, and then some people are just coming out to watch a fantastic battle.
I mean, that just really goes to show how confident Anton is in his players, and I mean, he's going to have a great coaching career one day.
I mean, the ultimate players coach, and there are your Little Rock Central Lady Tigers hitting the floor for the first time in what is one of the more anticipated matchups being played in the entire state of Arkansas tonight. This is the first 6A Central game being played all season long between these two, for either of these two teams. And both teams have had solid starts to their year. Looking at North Little Rock first, they're coming into this matchup 11-6, and they have had a really rough non-conference schedule, playing a lot of out-of-state tournaments, a lot of back-to-backs, a lot of games being played on the same day. But guess what? So has Central. They have had a really tough non-conference schedule, but they've been able to come out of it with a little bit better of a record. Currently 11-4 entering tonight's game against the Charging Wildcats. And both of these teams are pretty deep, and I imagine they will be utilizing their depth for much of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I talked a lot about it with the Bologna game that we had just a few weeks ago, right? Very first one in Central Sports Network history, right? Central needed to be very active on defense, very active hands, need to be up front, trying to poke the ball, trying to basically poke and prod around the perimeter in order to force Bologna into tough shots. That is exactly what they need to do against this North Little Rock squad. This North Little Rock squad is averaging 61 points a game, Chris. That is absolutely incredible for any high school team, but especially on these women high school teams who focus very heavily on defense a lot of the time. So 61 points is nothing to scoff at. They have a 75-7 win on the season, an absolutely insane win to start their season this year.
Against a 6A opponent.
Yep, against a 6A opponent. Now, I will say Central also beat that team, Rogers Heritage. They did beat them by 69-25. So, but still, 75-7 is nothing to scoff at. And I mean, this North Little Rock women's basketball team is nothing to scoff at when it comes to this matchup for Central.
Well, one of the best games, and they have some really solid wins on their schedule. They are coming off a loss against Mountain Home, a 10-point loss, and that was a tough one in enemy territory, but they did play Cruz Ferry Westside. They are a 1A school, but by record, they are one of the best schools in the entire state. They beat Cabot.
Yeah.
And Cabot, I know they're having a struggle of a year, but they are having... But Cruz Ferry, for a 1A school, they've become a powerhouse. And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
that was an important win for them on the 27th. And they beat Greenwood, who's the reigning 5A state champs. And then they also came away with a win at Nashville, a great 4A school. So they have some solid wins on their schedule, not to mention win against Camden, Fairview, Clinton, and of course a couple wins against Rogers Heritage. And then taking a look at Central, they have some pretty convincing wins so far this year. Obviously Bologna, the last time we got to see them in person,
yep.
And all of you tuning in to this broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. That Bologna game was a classic, Chris. An incredible game to start with for our broadcast, right? I mean, it came down to the wire, an OT game. Ended up turning into a 57-53 victory for the Central Little Rock women's team. So it's going to be I feel like this is going to be a very close game. It would not surprise me if there's going to be another OT tonight for this women's team, just because of how strong each team's starting lineups are. And it's going to, again, I think it's going to come down to defense a lot of the time.
Now let's go ahead and take a look at the visiting team. Their starting five, the Charging Wildcats, coached by Daryl Fimple in his 20th season at the helm. at North Little Rock. It's hard to believe that when we went there, I didn't think he had been there for a long time.
No, I thought it was a couple years.
Yeah, no, this is his 20th season as the head coach of North Little Rock after stops at Shirley and Lonoke High School. And he has another great lineup at his disposal, a much younger lineup, as you will see in just a moment, with actually just one senior, scratch that, 2 seniors on the roster and a plethora of sophomores and juniors to choose from.
And I think the one that we're going to have to watch out for the most when it comes to North Little Rock, right, is going to have to be the coach's daughter, Katie Fimple. I mean, scoring 23 points against Fayetteville on December 13th, scoring 16 against Harbor the night before that, and scored 15 against Rogers Heritage on December 7th. She's going to be an absolute lights-out shooter, and she's going to be amazing on both ends of the court.
And taking a look at the North Little Rock starting 5, coming in at guard, like you said, Katie Fimple, one of the best shooters, 67 made threes last season, had another great start to her year, as you mentioned. Then Kinley Mears, one of the 2 seniors on this roster, is already committed to the University of Texas, Dallas, and she has had a fantastic year on both sides of the basketball. Had one game where she had 14 combined steals and deflections, just a fantastic defensive player. Then Alicia Shepard, the junior guard slash forward, she's had a great season. She's a double-double threat every time. And then also coming in, another guard, Lauren Brewster, another junior guard. She's had a very underrated season. Really played well so far. Actually, one of the top players in the sophomore class, according to Prep Girls Hoops. And then at center is Mia Hopkins. She's listed as a guard, but she's 6 foot. She can play both guard and forward as just a sophomore, and she recently had a monster of a game back on the 20th against Greenwood in enemy territory against a very good Greenwood squad. She had 21 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals, and 4 blocks, and this is a team that not only they're starting 5, but they have a number of players that they can use at their disposal that are fantastic. But it should be interesting considering as we take a look at the Little Rock Central starting 5 in just a moment. But Amaria Gaston will be the woman in the middle for the Tigers. Let's take a look at it. Amaria Gaston, a 6'1" center, going up against the 6 foot Mia Hopkins. That will be a fantastic matchup. But going left to right, Elise Williams, who had a fantastic game in our last Tiger Sports Network broadcast, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals against Bologna. Chloe Ray Brown, her first season since after transferring from Baptist Prep. She has been a solid floor general for the Tigers. Kai Wilson struggled in the first Tiger Sports Network broadcast, but she did crash the offensive glass, pulling down 7 offensive boards, which were all of her rebounds, by the way. Then Amaria Gaston at center, and then Taylor Day Davis, arguably the best all-around player on this Tiger team, and she had a fantastic game against Bologna as well. So that will be another great, that's a great starting 5 right there. And of course for North Little Rock, they have more of a guard-centered lineup. And for Central, it's a little bit more forward-centered. I think they have the strength matchup. The strength, well, is their strength for Little Rock. So it should be interesting, the shooting versus strength matchup.
I mean, three players over 5'9", right? And you talked about Kai Wilson not having a great game against Bologna. Only 7 points, 7 rebounds. All 7 of those rebounds coming on the offensive end, right? But, I mean, that's not normal for Kai Wilson, right? I mean, we can look back at against the game against Camdenton on December 5th. 20 points, 8 assists, 5 steals. She shot 10 for 15 from the field. So I don't expect Kai Wilson to not come out and hoop, right? I expect Kai Wilson to be kind of the floor general the entire game, right? We didn't really see that against Bologna. She was handing the ball off a lot, not really wanting to create space because a lot of times it was just being handed into Day Davis, right? So it's going to be, I'm hoping to see Kai Wilson kind of command become the floor commander that we know she can be, and along with that, be able to pull up, hit a three-point shot in the clutch, or hit a three-point shot even if that's just to start the game, right? I definitely expect Kai Wilson. I think that's going to be my early player of the game tonight.
Of course, these two teams are rivals, and actually North Little Rock currently is on a winning streak against Central, as though Central is the reigning 6A state champ. They really had a great run in the playoffs and then allowed them to, of course, win. North Little Rock was knocked off in the semis. And actually, I say they have a losing streak, or a winning streak against Central. My mistake. The last time these two teams met was in the semifinals last year, where North Little Rock lost.
Yep.
To Little Rock Central. That was a big upset, and of course Central went on to winning the 6A state title. But they lost to Central 56-59. And I know there's a lot of the same players on that team last year have returned this year, and they are out for blood. And for Central, they're looking to extend their winning streak to 2 games, considering North Little Rock beat them both times in the regular season last year.
Yeah.
Hopefully to get their first regular season win in a couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but you can also kind of look at recent games for both of these teams, right? So Central's coming off a win against Nashville, right? 62-56, making them 11-4 coming into conference play tonight. And that's something we haven't talked about. This is the first night of conference play in 6A. It's very, very exciting. But they're coming off a win, a very solid out-of-state win against Nashville, 62-56, while North Little Rock is coming off of a loss, but they're still coming in 11-6, or I'm sorry, 11-6, with a margin of 25, an average of 25-point wins in all 11 of their wins. So this is a very out-for-blood North Little Rock team, as you were talking about.
As we are ready to hear the national anthem, we're going to step aside in just a moment. But again, thank you all for tuning in to the Tiger Sports Network broadcast of this incredible Central Arkansas rivalry between the Tigers of Little Rock Central High School and the Wildcats of North Little Rock High School. Of course, presented by Natural State Sports. And again, thank you for tuning in. And here is the Little Rock Central color guard and the national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse here in the capital city, Little Rock, Arkansas, home of the historic Little Rock Central High School. Tonight's conference matchup will be between the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats and your Central High Tigers. At this time, please stand and gentlemen remove your caps as we honor America in the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence and then the playing of the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence. And now the playing of the national anthem.
And that was the Little Rock Central color guard presenting the coat of arms, and that was the playing of the national anthem. And now we are just about ready for tip-off here. We're actually going to have the starting lineups for both squads in just a moment. But Will, anything right before we get to tip-off, anything else you want to add?
You know, I said it just a little bit just before, but I think the key to this game for either of these teams, but specifically Central, is active hands the entire game. That doesn't mean just a couple minutes here and there in crunch time to begin the game with just a little bit of hype, right? Needs to happen the entire game. This is a very good shooting North Little Rock team who will get these shots that they want if you are not active on defense. And for North Little Rock, I think you just have to find the shots. You have to try and get your shots where you want them. Because, again, I think Central is going to play that very active, very quick-paced defense.
Well, both of these teams love to get out and run, even though North Little Rock, known primarily as a shooting team, they do get out and run. And so this game could be a battle of attrition, as we are about ready to hear the starting lineups again for the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats one more time. If you're just now joining us, Charging Wildcats starting out with Alicia Shepard, the junior guard and forward. And then Katie Fimple, another junior guard. And then Kinley Mears, senior guard. Lauren Brewster, a sophomore guard. And Mia Hopkins, a sophomore forward.
A 5'6" sophomore guard, number 11, Lauren Brewster.
And you're definitely right. Central does have the physical game on lock here. I mean, much bigger team, and I can see this going to be in North Little Rock going to be shooting a lot of threes, and Central's going to be in the paint a lot this game.
And we are just about ready to see the starting lineup for your Central Lady Tigers.
And now, introducing the Little Rock Central High Tigers. A 5'7" junior guard, number 3, Elise Williams.
Here's Elise Williams looking to have another strong game here at home.
Number 11,
Chloe Ray Brown had a very solid season for the Tigers, along with Kai Wilson. They'll be relying a lot on her tonight as far as attacking the paint, along with senior Taylor Day Davis, who is a matchup nightmare. And then Amaria Gaston, the shot-blocking big in the middle. Can't really shoot over her, can't shoot around her.
The Tigers are coached by Corey Lasser, Abigail Gaston, and your head coach, Norman Williams.
And if you are just now joining us here at Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of Little Rock Central High School, joined at the right time as both the Charging Wildcats and the Lady Tigers are about to tip off here. Mia Hopkins will be tipping for North Little Rock, and Amara Gaston will be tipping for Central.
A packed house, Chris. This energy is gonna be electric.
Central already has one win in the new year, looking to make it two here tonight. And the tip goes to Central. It's Day Davis with the ball. Shepard on her. Here's Williams. Steps back inside to Gaston. She had the mismatch. Williams trying to find Day Davis. Didn't have the angle, and it's going to be an early turnover for the Tigers. It was the right idea to try to get the ball into the post to Gaston with Katie Fimple defending her.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you're going to want to do this entire game.
Shepherd inside and scores. So North Little Rock draws first blood here with Alicia Shepherd scoring over Day Davis.
And what a call to just go straight at Central. It's not something you expect with as small of a lineup as North Little Rock has, and they just went right at Day Davis.
Inside to Gaston. Gaston blocked by Hopkins. Offensive board by Wilson doesn't pan out. Here's Shepherd working on Gaston. Gaston, what a block! I told you, you don't shoot over her. You might as well just pass her way.
Can't shoot around her either.
Lauren Brewster, the sophomore guard, will throw in for the Wildcats.
I think we're going to see a lot of North Little Rock fast break opportunities. That's what they're going to have to try and live off of, that and three-point shooting. They're not going to get a lot of success when it comes to just trying to back down in the post.
Finds Shepherd along the block. She pulls it out. Working on Day Davis inside to Hopkins. Hopkins looking for somebody to get open. Brewster has 17 seconds on the shot clock. She falls for a second, gets the shot over Gaston, but she contests it well. Elise Williams picked up by Fimple. And Williams nearly lost it that time. Gets it inside to Day Davis. And whose ball is that? It's going to stay with the Tigers. Hopkins got her second block of the night.
Now, it didn't work out for points, but a great cut by Day Davis and a great find by Wilson.
Williams, floater, no good. Gaston fighting for the boards with Hopkins, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession will be in North Little Rock's favor. It was pretty clear that the Wildcats want to attack the basket early, as they've done so with Shepherd. And like you mentioned, it's a different kind of game plan than what we expected from them.
Yeah, I mean, now it's only worked out once, but I do not expect that to stay like that.
Shepherd picked up by Wilson. That one is blocked easily. Wilson trying to break through a couple defenders. Lost it for a second. Somehow Central still ends up with the basketball. Williams, three-pointer, good! Elise Williams, first basket of the game for the Tigers, and now they lead by one.
And that's going to be her shot all day, every day. Make or miss, she will pull that every time, and you don't want to leave her open.
Brewster, guarded by Ray Brown. Inside to Shepherd. Shepherd with the left finishes over the defense. She has all of North Little Rock's points early on.
And that's the only way that the post is going to work for North Little Rock, is if a misread comes from anybody in the post. And that's exactly what happened. Day Davis just was turned around on that.
Wilson out to Williams. Stripped by Fimple, and it will be North Little Rock basketball. Looks like that was a foul on Williams. Just the first personal of the game for either team. Brewster picked up by Brown. Waiting for the defense to set up. Fimple guarded by Wilson. Fimple, nice shovel pass inside, blocked again by Gaston. Hopkins got 2 blocks, and so does Gaston.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we kind of expected. You try and go in the post. I mean, Central has a very tall lineup in there. It's going to be really difficult to get anything going from there.
Bologna was able to get her into foul trouble as Fimple's going to commit a traveling violation. I think her feet were up in the air for a second and shuffled just a bit, but Bologna was able to get Gaston into foul trouble and took her out of the game for, at one point, the entire third quarter.
Yep.
And they had to rely more on Bradshaw, Day Davis, and Onyango at that center position. Of course, they did a solid job. Wilson's going to pull back, take the three, and rattles it in. Actually, they're going to say it's a 2-pointer, but a confident shot by Kai Wilson. Inside to Shepherd. Shepherd uncontested. Easy layup for the junior. She's got all 6 North Little Rock points.
And that fast-paced offense from North Little Rock is going to be probably the key to scoring as much as you possibly can.
Driving inside, drops contact, and one. Taylor Davis with the and one, her first points of the night.
And that's what she's best at. She is very, very good for her size at ISO ball. And her finishing ability is, to me, probably her best ability in her bag.
Elise Shepard picks up the personal. Wilson, three-pointer, and that is a 5-point play, essentially, right there. Kai Wilson with a 3-point basket. And, of course, big credit goes to Amaria Gaston for the second chance opportunity. Here's Mears with the floater off the backboard, no good. Great rebound by Day Davis. Up ahead to Williams. Out to Wilson. She had hit a three from there just a moment ago. Brown working on Mears, driving inside, out to Williams. Williams, three ball, good. Elise Williams, second triple of the night.
Second triple, and again, she's going to continue shooting that. North Little Rock has to find her on the perimeter and immediately lock it down.
Brewster shovels to Fimple. Fimple driving inside, finds a crease and finishes before Gaston could get into place. I mean, that's risky if Gaston's in the paint, but she had her back turned for just a second.
And that's what's going to help Fimple a lot. Her speed was able to get behind the back of Central and able to score off of it.
Davis to Williams. Williams trying to find somebody, flips it up, doesn't go. Gaston won't finish. Here's Brewster. Out to Fimple. Inside, Shepard shovels it. Hopkins finishes for North Little Rock. Good ball movement by the charging Wildcats.
And 4 fast break points within the past 2 minutes. I'm telling you, that's going to be the key for North Little Rock, is getting out in transition and beating Central's size.
Here's Williams. Inside, Gaston can't find the basket. Brewster nearly dribbled it out of bounds. Hopkins gonna pull up, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Williams. Brown blocked by Hopkins.
Hopkins got up and immediately took off running back down the court. She is all over the place right now.
Brewster, three ball is long. Williams, and see, fast break after fast break after fast break. As I mentioned before the game, this may be a game of attrition. Here's Day Davis, three ball, long. Gaston, another offensive board, and she's fouled. That's going to be Hopkins committing her first personal. That's got to be like the fourth offensive rebound by Amaria Gaston. They just cannot keep her off the glass. That foul will be on Mia Hopkins, her first. Gaston, and bouncing around, and it finally goes in. Amaria Gaston, her first point of the night. Few substitutions for North Little Rock. Kiana Gupton, Nia Edwards checked into the ball game. And for Central, Alexis Montgomery and Gabrielle Sanders checked into the ball game. And just now, Rosabella Onyango checks in for Gaston. So just two of the Central starters still out there. Kai Wilson and Day Davis. Jalea White also checked in for North Little Rock. White in the corner, gets around the defense. Here's Gupton, back to White. Open shot, doesn't take it inside and doesn't score. It's Onyango with the rebound. Here's Day Davis to Onyango. Oh, she's going to take the free throw line jumper, doesn't get it. Offensive rebound. Montgomery ends up with it. Kai Wilson to Montgomery. They need to slow down, catch their breath. A lot of time on the shot clock. Miscommunication a little bit, but it looks like Central will stay with possession.
That was a very chaotic few seconds there. As you said, Central just needed to get a reset, and that inbounds pass might be that reset.
About 13 seconds separate the shot and game clock. 13 on the shot clock. Inside to Onyango. And it's going to be a traveling violation. And now North Little Rock will get it. No shot clock. They have 21 seconds to score before the end of the first quarter. Lauren Brewster brings up the ball for the Wildcats. Draining a lot of clock. She's going to drive inside, though, and a rebound by Day Davis. They have 4 seconds to work with if they go now. 2 seconds, 1, and they're just going to let time dribble out. So Central with a 5-point lead over the visiting North Little Rock Charging Wildcats. Don't go anywhere. We will have the second quarter of this rivalry matchup in just a moment.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
(15-10) is your score as we enter the second quarter of this matchup between your Little Rock Central Tigers and the North Little Rock Lady Charging Wildcats. So we were right at the beginning of the game. It's going to be back and forth, not as far as scoring wise, but back and forth getting down the court.
Yep. And I mean, North Little Rock has lived off of those transition points. I believe they have 6 transition points. It'd be a completely different ball game coming into the second if they didn't have that transition offense. It'd be 15-4 right now, which is a very different score than 15-10. So I believe we're going to see that the rest of this game.
Montgomery driving, kicks to Day Davis. Wilson. Sanders. Thought about the jumper. Montgomery looking inside. Out to Onyango. Onyango, she's going to step back, shoot a 3, and doesn't really get close.
Now, I am loving the confidence out of Onyango.
Yeah.
That is her second shot in about 2 minutes in game time. So
yeah,
she is feeling confident.
Shot. Yeah. Well, Onyango, the sophomore, has really had a lot of games. Gets a block right there. A lot of games where she's produced well in limited minutes inside. That ball's tipped by Brewster. Montgomery was looking for Wilson, cutting to the basket on the fast break. A plethora of substitutions in for Central. Gaston, Brown, and Williams back in, along with Alexis Bradford. The senior forward comes in for the first time tonight. Montgomery is the lone player to stick around on the court. Into Bradford. Here's Gaston. Williams is going to set up the offense. Brown. Williams attacking baseline. Out to Bradford. Open triple. Rims in and out. Here's Edwards. Driving inside. Looking for Gupton. Doesn't.
Jump ball is called.
Yeah, and Coach Fempel, of course, where we're situated, we are right by the visiting sideline, and he was really wanting Edwards to go up with the basket. Thought she had a good angle, but she opted to pass. Here's Brewster. Picked up by Montgomery. Here's Gupton. She's going to shoot the mid-range shot. Nothing but air. Rebound by Bradford. Williams going to go full court here. Montgomery. Bradford to Gaston. Gaston. Oh, she can't finish. That would have been her first field goal of the night if she was able to come away with the basket. Just about 6 minutes left in the second quarter of action, and I believe that will be Montgomery committing the reach-in foul as North Little Rock has 4 substitutions of their own. So the entire starting 5, with the exception of Brewster, is in the ball game. Jalea White is the lone player off the bench, along with Hopkins, Shepard, Mears, and Fimple. And I think there was something on the court, a wrapper of some sort. And they're going to have to reset the game clock, I believe. Maybe not. Here's Fimple, screened by Hopkins. White inside, out to Mears. Mears pulls it out. And a near turnover by North Little Rock. Fimple trying to flip it up, and she will be fouled on her way up. Well, Central has definitely been streaking to the ball and playing some aggressive on-ball and even off-ball defense.
Yeah, we're Central's up to 5 blocks on North Little Rock on this game so far. So, I mean, they definitely understand what North Little Rock is trying to do, and a lot of it is running through Fimple in every single play she's a part of. So, Central has tended to be able to kind of go against what they're trying to do.
And Fimple goes 1 of 2. She only has 1 field goal so far in this game, but she is one of the team's leading scorers. Williams racing down the court. Brown, floater. It's short. Williams gets control. Going to try again. Wilson driving, kicking. Couldn't find Gaston. Turnover for the Tigers.
A little bit of miscommunication. Gaston was still trying to get herself a little bit of space, wasn't looking up, and just pass came in a little too early.
White driving inside, trying to find Hopkins, but Wilson put a paw on it. Actually, it's going to be Central basketball. I think it was off of Hopkins at the last second. And it's going to be a timeout by Coach Marlon Williams and Little Rock Central, but we're going to stay right here. 15-11 is your score with 5:15 left to play in the second quarter of action. The ball will be inbounded just to the right of us, and will, so far, obviously the second quarter, only 1 point so far, but still back and forth action. You could see early on that both teams were getting a little bit tired.
Yep.
But I imagine they're not going to break that rhythm as far as getting out on the fast break.
Yeah, absolutely, but it does feel a little bit sloppy on both sides, right? Nothing's really going. 2 turnovers in a row by each team, right? So we had the Central one where Gaston wasn't quite ready in the paint, then North Little Rock threw it away. I mean, it does feel a little bit of sloppy. I think Central needs to slow down. They need to understand that they have the size advantage. They need to understand that they can get any shot they want so long as they take their time on this. And North Little Rock's going to try and go against that. They're going to try and force Central into into tough shots.
Brown to Williams. Screen by Brown. Williams trying to find somebody. Gets it to Bradford. And Fimple steals it up ahead to Shepard. If she can get it before Bradford gets there, and she does. Alicia Shepard with 8 points in this ball game.
And again, sloppy mistakes by Central can be very easily cleaned up.
Gaston, another offensive board. Here's Bradford. Kai Wilson out to Williams. Williams behind the back pass, tied up with Mears. The ball will stay in the hands of the Tigers as Day Davis checks in for Bradford. And so the Tigers, with their entire starting 5 back out on the floor. Wilson will throw in. Will get it in to the junior Williams. Day Davis working on Shepard. Pulls up. Tough jumper is good. Day Davis. First basket of the second quarter for the Central.
That looked very Anthony Edwards-like. If I'm going to,
yeah,
very wide open stance and netted it.
And that ball's tipped by Gaston, and No ball is safe around her. Blocks, steals, deflections, whatever. She's going to find a way to disrupt the offense.
Yeah, and she's been everywhere. Now, she hasn't scored quite yet, but she does have 5 offensive rebounds already, and we're only halfway through the second quarter.
Shepard to White in the corner. White drives inside out to Shepard. Shepard, a short jumper, can't finish. Day Davis with the board. Here's Wilson working on a 2-on-2, and she'll be fouled by White. And are they going to call that a shooting foul? I don't believe so.
That's her first, team first.
So that's just the first foul of the game by the junior Jalea White. Wilson inbounding, gets it into Gaston. Day Davis to Williams, behind the back, pull up jumper off the back iron. Fempel, another rebound in this game for the junior guard. He has yet to even attempt a three-pointer, and now she does. That one is wide left. And Mears deflects that ball. It does stay with Central, much to the chagrin of the several North Little Rock fans that made the trip across the river. Wilson looking for somebody to get open. Gets it into Day Davis. Shepard playing some tight defense. 25 seconds on the game, or excuse me, on the shot clock. Brown working on Mears. Wilson, 3-ball, wide left. It's off the front of the rim. Fempel directing traffic, and that's going to be a foul on on Chloe Ray Brown. Just her first personal, just the second team foul for third team foul of the night.
It does definitely feel like Central is kind of settling for shots. Now, this past one that Day Davis just happened to miss wasn't really a settle shot, but there's been quite a few possessions down the court that Central has just been kind of settling for mid-range jump shots, and I think they can take their time. They're trying to kind of force things up, and I really do feel like they need to use their size advantage against North Little Rock on the offensive end.
Lauren Brewster checked back into the game, and Gaston got another block, and it was out of bounds somewhere. One of the North Little Rock players regained control, so now it will be Central basketball.
6 blocks for Central on the game so far.
Inside will be another foul. They'll give it to Mears, her first personal.
That's her first, team second.
And Brown can't capitalize on the first free throw as Nia Edwards checks into the ball game, the junior forward.
Neither team can really find the bottom of the net in this quarter, man. Only a total of now 5 points, or 6 points. I'm sorry. No, 5 points. Yeah, 5 points for, no, I was right. It was 6. My goodness.
Here's Brewster. Fempel has it. Brewster driving inside and blocked again by Gaston. Fempel thought about the 3. Working on Wilson. Intercepted by Day Davis. Fast break opportunity for the Tigers. Here comes Wilson driving inside. Floater off the backboard, no good. She gets up kind of slowly. And Wilson nearly got another steal that time. Brewster looking for somebody to get open. Brown got a hand on it. Brewster is going to pull up, contested jumper, not going to happen. Here's Day Davis with the board. Trying to find Onyango cutting to the basket, but tipped out of bounds. Will stay Central basketball. I don't believe, excuse me, never mind. Wilson inbounding for Central. Into Gaston, doesn't work as Hopkins is going to collect the steal.
Very, very sloppy offense from both teams right now. It just feels like they're trying to force stuff, and absolutely nothing is working.
And Coach Fimple wanted a timeout as there's 23 seconds on the shot clock. He wants his team, I'm sure, to have something positive in this quarter. Only 2 points scored in, or excuse me, 3 points scored in this quarter alone, and he's just trying to set something up to establish some rhythm, I suppose.
Yeah, and I would imagine Coach Williams on the Central side is trying to do the same thing. I mean, Little Rock Central only has 3 points as well. This has been a very, it's probably the best descriptive word for the quarter is just sloppy. Lots of turnovers, lots and lots of defensive prowess by Central, but nothing's really come of it. There's been a point on free throws and a singular jump shot early in the quarter for Central, so I think both teams just need to slow down and try and set up an offense. I think a lot of it is coming down to they're trying to run up the court and do transition offense, and it's just not working.
A lot of contested shots have been attempted as well. Here's Brewster, another block by Gaston. It is a terrible idea to try to shoot over her. Why do they keep doing it? She has yet to commit a foul, and she's just been blocking every shot with force. Here's Edwards, screened by Hopkins. Looking inside to Brewster. Here's Day Davis. Gonna pull up, gets her own miss. That one was blocked for a second, but she is fouled. So Taylor Day Davis will head to the free throw line. Will be the first personal on Nia Edwards. Kinley Mears, the Texas-Dallas commit, checks back into the ball game. And she will go 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So the Central extends this lead to 6. As we're now into the final 37 seconds of the first half. Brewster driving on Brown. A forced shot there. And will be a foul on Brown. That's her second personal foul before we head into the break. 31.9 left to play in the first half as Alicia Shepard checks into the ball game. Alexis Montgomery will also check in for Central. Brown will check out. And Brewster goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Montgomery wasn't paying attention. Fimple with the steal. Fimple blocked again, but a foul. Who's it going to be on? That's going to be Gaston's first foul. Honestly, a solid performance. Not a bad foul. You do prevent them from scoring.
Yep. I mean, but still 4 blocks and only her first foul. So very, very impressive work out of Gaston so far.
And she'll connect on the free throw. 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Katie Fimple. Now here's Kai Wilson. Picked up by Mears, and Montgomery wasn't looking again, and another Tiger turnover. Coach Williams not happy at all with the last 2 possessions for Central. Driving, blocked, but another personal foul will be on Montgomery.
That's her second.
That'll be her second personal. 5 team fouls. Actually, I believe it's 6 team fouls for Central in this first half. That first free throw by Brewster is good. Trims the lead to 3.
And it does definitely feel like, I mean, Central, it feels like Central's getting tired almost. I mean, lots of very easy fix mistakes, and it's turning into points every time for North Little Rock now.
Dalia Bateman checks into the ball game for North Little Rock. Wilson inbounding, just 9 seconds to work with. Wilson breaks through the press, gets into the half court. Day Davis, 3 ball, no good, off the back rim. Onyango, quick release by Wilson, and that will end the first half of this rivalry matchup. So North Little Rock started to get in a little bit of a rhythm, but they only scored 7 points in this quarter. Little Rock Central only 4 points scored in this quarter as well. But we head into halftime. Little Rock Central, your Tigers, have the 2-point lead, 19-17, by the visiting Lady Charging Wildcats of North Little Rock High School. Do not go anywhere. We will have the second half of action here at Boone's Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse in just a few minutes.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience passions through extracurriculars. Let them experience teamwork, discipline, and resilience through sports. Let them experience leadership and service to community. Let them experience on-the-job training through internships and job shadowing. Let them experience the excitement of performing through drama and dance. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome back to the Tiger Sports Network presented by Natural State Sports. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Chris Gay, joined by my color analyst, Will Stafford, and we have a close matchup between your Little Rock Central Tigers and the visiting Charging Wildcats of North Little Rock High School. And Will, again, we mentioned this at the beginning of the game. It was a battle of attrition. That's kind of what we expected. And that's kind of what it turned out to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said it a lot in the first half. Now, it is a battle of attrition, but it is also a battle of who can turn the ball over less. I mean, that's what this entire game has felt like. It's felt like just little tiny mistakes, not looking up at the ball, not knowing where you're gonna pass out to, right? We talked about it during the Valonia game. Central has lost most of their games because of their turnovers. If they can fix that here, this lead will grow to exponential amounts.
Mears wide open in the corner, and North Little Rock starts the quarter off with a miss. Shepard working inside. Gaston, another block. Block number 5 for Amaria Gaston. She has had an incredible first half and now bleeding over into the second. Inside Gaston, first field goal, and won't happen. She pushed off, extended that forearm, will be an offensive foul. So her second personal of the evening. She has been all over the offensive glass. It's pretty clear no one's been able to shoot over her.
Yep.
And that's just her second personal.
Yep, 6 offensive rebounds, 5 blocks for her. She is going absolutely insane in the paint.
Fimple trying to shovel inside to Hopkins, but tipped away by Gaston. And again, Gaston, I don't think she's gotten any steals, but she's deflected a lot of passes.
Yes, she has. And I mean, she's, again, that's that active hands I was talking about.
And the first points of the half are scored by Alicia Shepard. She has 10 of North Little Rock's 19, and now they have tied this ball game up. Inside to Gaston, passes a little low. Up ahead to Brewster. Brewster took a couple steps before she put the ball on the floor, and that will be a costly turnover for North Little Rock because they definitely would have taken the lead with that basket by Brewster. And do have an early substitution on Yango in for Gaston. Chloe Ray Brown picked up full court by Kinley Mears. Taylor Day Davis driving left, blocked by Hopkins. She pulls it back out. Here's Elise Williams. Day Davis, she's open for 3. She rattles in the triple. Taylor Day Davis, her first 3-pointer of the night.
Very good on Day Davis to stick with it. A free rebound, pass out, and then gets the ball back and immediately pulls up from the wing. A perfect play for her.
Cross court, what a jab step by Mears. Gets it to Brewster. 3, long, rebound by Wilson. Kai Wilson pushing the floor for Central. Collides with Brewster. No foul call. Coach Williams not happy about the no call, and now it's going to be North Little Rock basketball. So Central with a 3-point lead with just 6 minutes left to play. Fimple inside, shovels to Shepard. Shepard probably should have waited a second to get that shot off. Onyango, a pretty good contest. Here's Brown driving inside, flipping to Onyango. She pulls it out to Wilson. Wilson inside, finishes, and one. Kai Wilson.
Kai Wilson, a great cut inside, gets the and one, coming out of who I believe was Chloe Ray Brown on the assist. A perfectly placed ball, and Kai Wilson able to finish.
And take a look at the replay again. Brown inside, can't get it to Onyango. It's actually Onyango with the assist, and Kai Wilson, what a finish. And this is a player that we just expect to finish plays like that. And now she converts the and one opportunity, and Central has a 6-point advantage over the team in blue. Here's Brewster, picked up by Wilson, now picked up by Brown. Fimple driving inside, and that's going to be a reach in on Brown. Oh, okay. It looked for a second like Brown had all ball, but refs saw it differently.
And Fimple's been relatively quiet for North Little Rock. Not too much going. Every once in a while, I'll get in the paint, but he'll shovel pass it off. Other than that, though, not too much happening.
I'm thinking somebody's contact was lying on the floor. Not sure whose. But D. Bateman checks in for North Little Rock. Screen by Bateman. Brewster pulls it out to Mears. Bateman driving inside, spins. Onyango. Oh, and they're going to get her with a block. I think she got some arm. It looked initially like that was going to be a fantastic swat, but she kind of came down a little bit on her forearm, and now Bateman will have a few chances at the free throw line. That's actually Onyango's just her first foul. So not a lot of foul trouble with Central's bigs, as Gaston's on the bench with just 2 fouls. Onyango with 1.
And that foul trouble is what gave Bologna just a couple weeks ago the ability to make it to overtime. And North Little Rock has not really been able to force Central into those tough positions.
They've attacked the paint, but like you said, they haven't really been drawing fouls, and that's a separate art on its own. And here's Williams. What a spin. Onyango, she's been confident. She loses it, gets it back. Onyango going up. It was partially blocked. Williams out to Wilson. Wilson pushes off, and that will be an offensive foul. I think Brewster might have sold it a little bit too. But it will be North Little Rock basketball. Central still has a 5-point lead with 4:50 left to play in the quarter. So a low-scoring affair for sure. Brewster, she's going to step back, take the 3, front iron, and Mears hustles hard, gets the second chance opportunity. Mears picked up by Chloe Ray Brown. Mears inside scoops, can't finish. Hopkins, she can't finish either. Onyango, and she's going to pull it out. She thought about taking it coast to coast, but opted to give it to Day Davis. Day Davis working on Bateman. Contested shot. Hustling hard to try to get it back, but attempt the bottom of the backboard. So we'll be charging Wildcat basketball.
Now, I will say this half already looks better than the second quarter for both teams. They seem to be a little more calm and collected.
Fimple, deep 3, and that's not going to fall. I think it's just her first attempted 3-pointer of the night. Williams and Mears getting tied up, and the fans are loving the physicality being played so far.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we expect from a rivalry like this. And it is certainly not lost on these players how big of a deal each of these games against each other are.
Sanders, Gaston, and Montgomery all check into the ball game for Central. Here's Sanders to Williams, and that's going to be another traveling violation. This time on Williams. She was trying to get rid of the basketball. She wasn't able to put her dribble down. One of the charging Wildcats came in and disrupted her handle.
Central has been not very good at at beating the press, and that's what North Little Rock just sent at them.
Mears, deep three, rattles in and out. Hopkins, second chance board, and Gaston. I think she caught a little bit of arm on the way down, and that was about to be, I think, her 6th block of the game. But Hopkins will have a chance at the free throw line, and now Gaston. That will be her 3rd personal of the game as Jalea White set to check in. Hopkins misses the first free throw. Alexis Bradford is going to come in for Gaston. Bateman will check out. White checks in. So still a long lineup for Central with 5'11" Bradford and 5'11" Day Davis as Hopkins nailed the second free throw. Williams guarded by Fimple. Junior against junior. She'll dish it to Day Davis. Day Davis working on White. Turnaround jumper. Oh, what a shot by Day Davis. It rattled in for a couple business days and finally gets it to fall. A tough shot for sure. Fimple, 3-ball off the back iron. And Day Davis wrestling with Mears, who came in, but it will stay in the possession of the hometown Tigers.
Fimple becoming a little more, not near as conservative with her shots this round. Already two deep threes taken in this quarter.
Well, if she's got an inch of room, she's dialing it up without a doubt. Bradford, she's going to dial it up. She doesn't come away with the make. Here's Williams, offensive board, looking for somebody. Bradford to Day Davis. Williams spins, blocked by Hopkins. That's got to be her 3rd or 4th block of her own. Here's Brewster driving inside. Brewster in, and it's going to be North Little Rock. Well, I said it was going to be a turnover. Hopkins with the basketball and scores. And now a timeout by Coach Fimple in North Little Rock as they've cut the deficit to 4. Wow, again, fast-paced basketball, back and forth basketball. If you love watching teams just run out constantly on and basically turn a basketball game into a track meet, this is the game for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I talked a little bit about it just a few minutes ago, but North Little Rock Central this year has been historically bad against the full court press. And North Little Rock started sending that their way, and Central has not really been able to find an answer for that. And I think if you're North Little Rock, you're going to continue full court pressing and try to force Central into throwing an ill-advised pass, because that's really all they've been doing this game.
Sanders, Chloe Ray Brown, Montgomery Bradford, and Taylor Day Davis. The lineup, and Mears diving for it, and she's got tangled up with Brown for a little bit. Brown's going to check on her. Some good sportsmanship from the senior, but what an effort from Mears diving on the floor, and Chloe Ray Brown going to try to hold on to the basketball this time. Driving, double came her way. Brewster, long pass up ahead to Mears. Mears finishes over the defense. 2-point game. Here's Brown. Double team coming. She's got to watch out, and it's going to be a foul on Fimple. Fimple pleading with the officials.
And as predicted, that full court press coming in. Central's already turned it over twice since the timeout. I'm very surprised. Having a hard time holding on to the ball in this game. And it's turning into North Little Rock points for once.
And that's going to be another foul, this time on Jalea White. That will be her second personal.
That's her second, team fourth.
Brown pulls it out. Waits for the team to reset. Picked up her dribble. Here's Day Davis. Jab step. All right. Well, she must have picked up her pivot foot. I didn't notice that. Maybe there's a reason why I'm not a referee. I don't know. But turnover by Central. North Little Rock has the basketball. Here's Brewster. Waiting for somebody to come get the ball. Here's Mears in the corner. Mears looking for Hopkins inside. Cross court to Brewster. 18 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Gets it to Mears. North Little Rock, a near turnover. Brewster has it. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. She's got to go. Euro can't finish. Day Davis with the board. She's going to drive against White. Floater. More like a runner. And now she will have a chance at the free throw line to try to extend this lead to either 3 or 4.
Day Davis is just trying to take this game over. And so far, she's doing a pretty good job. Able to get in the paint really, really easily. Shots just not falling as that free throw does.
White will check out along with Hopkins. Edwards and Shepard come back into the ball game. And the North Little Rock away crowd are loud on the visiting sideline. Brewster cross court to Shepard. Brewster inside finds Edwards. What a pass. What a connection between Brewster and Edwards. Just a 1-point game.
What a choice by Brewster to pass up on that wide open 3 and get the easy 2.
Brown pressured. Double team coming. Here's Sanders. Inside floater. Back iron. Brewster loses it for a second. Sanders playing some great defense. Fimple. They're going fast. Guarded by Brown. The refs are letting him play. Brown with the steal. Brown. Fast break opportunity. She'll take it herself. Brown inside and finishes. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Mears is going to calm down the team. Mears races up ahead, gets it to Shepard. She's got to shoot it. Just 1 second on the clock. Blocked by Day Davis. And what an end to the third quarter. 3-point lead by the Tigers. And again, that was a huge shot by Brown. The offense was not clicking, especially with that North Little Rock press. And they finally break through, and Brown finally finds the bottom of the net.
Yep, that defensive possession was right in front of us. And Chloe Ray Brown chose her timing perfectly for that steal. Ball was coming down. She swiped, took off down the court, got it. What honestly probably could have been and one opportunity, but got the ball up, gives them a 3-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And Chris, if we go to overtime, I think we are might be a little bit bad luck, but I'll be excited.
Oh, an overtime finish would be just another great way to finish off this incredible rivalry. We will stay here as we're just about ready in just 15 seconds to kick off the fourth quarter of play. These are the games that you just almost sit down with popcorn and you just love to watch. You can't leave the screen.
And this is also the type of game that kind of defines who you are as a team, right? This is what you live for as a basketball player, right? You live for these close moments, these close games. And going into the fourth quarter, that's exactly what this is.
And there will be a foul. Let's see. It's going to be on Brown. And for Central. That is Chloe Ray Brown's 4th personal. Actually, they're saying just her 3rd. I'm not sure. Either I have the wrong count or they do. So not an just yet. 3 fouls in just the 4th quarter. So Central's floor general okay for now. Brewster's going to pull it out. Gaston's going to pick her up. No big in the middle, and she will pick up the foul. So, okay, there you go. There's an now for Central. That's Gaston, her 4th personal we were talking about throughout the first half. Gaston did a great job staying out of foul trouble. Now she's in it. And she's got to take a second to sit. Brown kind of on the verge of being in foul trouble as well. And that ball is tipped. Fimple was open for a second. It's Edwards set to throw in. Fimple to Brewster. Guarded, and Brewster is going to shoot the floater. It was long. Brewster, her own miss. And there's going to be a foul on the floor. That will be Montgomery's 3rd foul. So just like that, several Central players with 3 or more personals.
We were talking about it. That's what North Little Rock needs to do, is try and force Central into some foul trouble.
Mears shovels to Brewster. Brewster inside, finds Shepard. Shepard twisting and finishes over on Yango.
Way to hang in the air for Brewster, able to finish, puts it down to a 1-point lead.
Wilson, she's going to work against Brewster, and that's a charge. And North Little Rock has the ball with 7:04 left to play in this ball game. That is the 3rd personal foul by Kai Wilson. So again, multiple players with multiple fouls in this game. That is not what Coach Williams likes to see with just under 7 minutes left to play in the ball game. Shepard blocked by Onyango. Onyango pulls down the miss, and here's Shepard racing up the floor. Montgomery jab step working on Fimple. Williams baseline, lost the ball. Day Davis gets it, can't get the soft touch. Brewster is going to pull it out, wait for everybody to catch up. Here's Shepard to Brewster. Oh, she was open for a second. Drives inside. Edwards inside. Can't get it to fall. And Brewster, good rim protection underneath, but Mears open 3 off the back rim. My goodness, North Little Rock cannot get it to fall. Onyango tied up with multiple North Little Rock defenders, but it will be a foul on Edwards. Is your heart racing like mine?
A little bit, a little bit. That might be the alumni in us as well.
No, this is the Central paying us in us. That's what it is. But also the basketball fans in us.
Absolutely.
This is just a fantastic game. Yeah, it's low scoring, but sometimes those are the best games. Wilson can't finish with the left. Onyango gets it. Onyango hangs. Can't. Wilson. No, she can't either.
Somebody
with 3 chances.
Somebody take the lids off of the rim. That's what this feels like. It feels like you're at Academy and trying to shoot on those basketball goals.
And that's going to be a traveling violation by Mia Hopkins, and that will be a costly North Little Rock turnover as they still trail by 1. Here's Williams. Picked up by Fimple. Williams pulls it out. Wilson. She's going to take the contested triple and nails it. 4-point lead for Central. A huge shot for Kai Wilson.
And I honestly didn't think she was going to shoot that because the ball was a little bit off to her right, but she still felt confident in it and hit the contested 3.
Fimple gets some separation, pulls up jumper, can't finish. Edwards was the last to touch it, and it will be Central basketball as they have possession and the 4-point lead. Williams handling the floor general duties, and Onyango inside. What a play by Elise Williams!
The behind the back to the assist, perfect setup for Onyango.
Fimple picked up by Williams. Edwards, she's open. 3 ball, can't finish. Shepard, and Shepard will be heading to the free throw line. I thought that three by Edwards was going to go down. That was going to be a huge shot. That's going to be the second foul on Elise Williams. And she can't finish the first free throw. Big miss by Alicia Shepard.
These free throws in this last 4.5 minutes are going to be very important for both teams, whether that be to extend a lead or just close the lead down just a little bit.
You cannot miss free throws. If you're either team, she misses both, but it's still going to be North Little Rock basketball as Wilson tapped it out. Shepard will throw in. Was looking for Mears. Mears got open. Mears. Her sister Laney plays for Ouachita, is one of their best shooters, and she can't finish on the inside. Here's Williams. Driving inside, Williams, and she can't find the bottom of the net again. Another missed opportunity on the fast break by Central, and a missed half-court opportunity by North Little Rock, but they get it back, and here's Brewster. Brewster, blocked by Onyango. Second or third block by Onyango. Going back up, no foul. Onyango with the board. Fimple not happy. Shepard racing after the ball. North Little Rock basketball. I did not see a Tiger tap it out. And will be a timeout by Coach Williams and the Tigers. Going to calm everybody down. This is a good chance for everybody to catch their breath and to go over the game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, both teams feel desperate. If you can kind of feel it in the air. It kind of feels like both teams are trying to. I mean, I've been saying this a lot, but they're trying to force stuff to go down. It feels like desperation, right? It feels like both teams understand that things aren't going down. So we're seeing players such as Day Davis, right, trying to force the ball into the net. She's been able to do it to a little bit of a good degree, right? And we see like Lauren Brewster on the North Little Rock side trying to force things to go through. Nothing's happening. So I think if you're either team, you have time. If you're North Little Rock, first of all, you're only down 6. You can absolutely make a comeback by taking your time, right? And if you're Central, waste time, right? Forcing up shots just a couple seconds into the game clock is not worth it at all, right? It's not worth, trying to get that extra 2 points. If you can force a foul in the paint, or if you can waste just, 15 plus seconds off the clock, that will help you in the long run.
Shepard will throw in. Brewster, the sophomore, playing huge minutes for the Charging Wildcats. Pulls it out. Here's Hopkins. Back to Brewster. Brewster is going to take the long 2. She can't get it to fall. Wilson tapped it out. It will stay in possession of the visiting team.
And Central just can't come down with a rebound right now. That's about the only thing you can really talk about for Central on this defensive end. They just cannot come down with a rebound.
D. Bateman driving inside, loses control. Central basketball, and Coach Fimple. Whew. Coach Fimple's not been happy at all. He's just frustrated with all of these turnovers when they're right in the paint too. And that will be a foul. Let's see who they give it to. That will be on Mears. And it's just the second team foul by North Little Rock, blocked by Hopkins. And it goes out of bounds. It will be Central basketball still. But we have seen a shot blocking clinic by every team.
Central at 12 blocks as a team.
And Hopkins has 4 or 5 of her own. Here's Day Davis. Loses it. Will be a reach on Brewster. Just her first personal. 3rd team foul as Gasson's going to check in.
Onyango. Onyango has had a very, very good game. She's been all over. Now, her stats are not going to show it, but she has had a very good game. She has been an impact player.
Couple blocks in the fourth quarter alone. Wide left, Williams gets her own miss into Gaston, working on Hopkins, and she will be heading to the free throw line. And now Hopkins commits the fourth team foul by North Little Rock. That will be her second personal.
It's been a very slow-paced fourth quarter.
A lot of fouls have been called and Fimple will check in. Bateman will check out. Gaston, she can extend this lead to 7, and she can't. Back iron, but she gets her own miss. Day Davis gonna take the shot. She can't find it either. Brewster, another rebound. Racing up ahead inside to Hopkins. Hopkins swatted by Williams. What a play by Elise Williams. Got both hands on the block.
Now, I will say that clock was not moving for most of that play, so.
Yeah, that's part of the discussion. The North Little Rock bench not happy at all. The shot clock is at 31. And it's a steal by Wilson. Wilson up ahead. Wilson, and she's stripped. What a heads-up defensive play. Actually, they're going to give Mears the call. I didn't even hear the whistle. It is just so loud in Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse. So Mears picks up her fourth personal foul with 2:49 left to play. That's definitely costly for North Little Rock. Wilson, she knocks down the first, extends this lead to 7. Another big free throw coming up, and she nails it.
And that's exactly why Kai Wilson is the floor general.
She's definitely a player you want to give the ball in times like these. And Brewster and Central basketball. Coach Fimple needs a timeout and takes it. Will be a full timeout, and North Little Rock just has one more timeout remaining. Coach Williams and Central still have 3 of their own.
And you can feel the energy has slowly collected, very, very slowly, as this game has progressed and gotten deeper into the fourth quarter. I mean, you can feel it very, very heavily in this arena right now.
And this North Little Rock crowd that made the trip just about, I don't know, what maybe 15 minutes?
About a 15-minute
drive. They have packed the house, and the 2 cheer squads having a little mini competition of their own. But what a game. I mean, sloppy in the second quarter especially. Only a handful of points scored, and you could argue it's been sloppy all game long, but this is just one of the more exciting games that's going to be played tonight. I guarantee you that. And this is, regardless of what happens, this will be a fantastic finish for the marquee matchup across the state, considering there are well over 100 games being played across the state of Arkansas tonight. Day Davis, 3-ball, short, and that will be North Little Rock basketball. Brewster brings it up for the Wildcats. Brewster driving inside, blocked again by Gaston. She might have actually been looking to pass. But who's that a foul on? That's going to be on Day Davis.
I believe it was called on Gaston.
Wait a second.
It was called on Gaston.
Wow. So Amaria Gaston's night is over after picking up her 5th personal. A huge blow to Central. I really did not see a foul there. I thought it might have been on somebody else, but Gaston still leaves after multiple offensive rebounds and multiple blocks and Brewster can't finish the first free throw. And knocks down the second. 1 of 2, and Mears with the steal for the moment. And wow, what a play by Kinley Mears. Fimple driving baseline. Floater over the defense. Onyango with a good contest. And here comes a near travel by Brown into Day Davis. Onyango, Brown, and Wilson's going to pull it out. Williams loses it for a second. Good defense by Brewster. Brown pressured. Fimple diving for it. They still have the ball somehow, and a foul was called. And now it's a timeout. But was there a foul called? I can't hear the whistle.
I do not believe there was. I believe it was just the timeout called by Marlon Williams.
Right. So 1:41 left to play. 11 seconds on the shot clock for Central to work with. Coach Williams, he's going to draw up something here. But man, oh man, what a game. I can't get over how exciting a game this has been.
And I'm going to continue talking about it because it cannot be overstated how, like, you can feel the energy, right? You can feel it, especially in that last play, right? Where it was scrappy. You know, we had Chloe Ray Brown fighting for the ball through two North Little Rock defenders. I mean, and everybody going crazy over that. This is an absolutely insane atmosphere for just the first game of the night.
Wilson throws into Day Davis. Guarded by Shepard. Here's Brown. Out to Onyango. Back to Brown. And she was not aware of the shot clock. And that's going to be a turnover for Central. The game clock has not stopped. Fimple went well across the floor just to get them to stop the clock. So they put 5 or 6 seconds back on the clock, and it's 1:26, full shot clock for North Little Rock, obviously. Here's Brewster. Picked up by Brown. And it will be a foul. And it's going to be on Wilson. That will be her 4th personal. So 2 players with 4 fouls for the Tigers, Chloe Ray Brown and Kai Wilson. Alexis Montgomery has 3. Elise Williams has 2. Onyango with 1. And Maria Gaston fouled out just a moment ago. Jalea White checks in for Mia Hopkins. Mears, free throw. Can't get that one to fall, but White with the offensive rebound. Here's Fimple. Fimple, deep 3. Oh, off the backboard, no good. Wilson with the board. North Little Rock wanted to travel. Fimple breaks that one up. Who's it going to be? It's going to be North Little Rock basketball. What a heads-up play by Katie Fimple. That ball hung in the air just a little too long. And now Brewster is going to walk the dog up the floor. Brewster going quickly here. They need a shot. White has it on the wing. To Mears. Mears, Fimple, 3-ball, corner. Can't find the bottom of the basket. Wilson, Williams, Brown, Day Davis, easy basket.
And that just might be the dagger, Chris.
7-point lead. 8-point lead, and a traveling violation on North Little Rock, and you're right, that might just seal the deal. Coach William will call a timeout. with 29.6 remaining in this ball game. What a finish so far for the Tigers. Some great defense was played down the stretch. And North Little Rock just could not capitalize. They couldn't hit open shots. And of course, all of this despite Central being in foul trouble. 5 fouls for the team and multiple fouls by each of the Tiger players. North Little Rock looking to pull off a miracle as Central will have the basketball with 29.6 left to play in the fourth quarter. Fimple, White, Brewster, Mears, and Shepard in the ball game for the charging Wildcats. Onyango, Brown, Day Davis, Williams, and Wilson in the game for the Tigers. They get it into Brown. Up ahead, good passing by Central. Wilson. She can't finish. Onyango, it's going to be stripped. 18 seconds left in the game. Fimple has to hurry. They have to get it just across the timeline. She's not going to be able. Oh, she just does. Excuse me, Mears. They got to put up a shot. And Fimple, easy floater, and that will do it. So your Central Tigers come away with a huge win against their arch rivals, North Little Rock. What an ending here at Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse. Your Tigers coming away with the 39-33 victory and the first game in 6A Central play. North Little Rock falls to 11-7, 0-1 in conference play, and the Tigers go up to 12-4, 1-0 in conference play. And the scoreboard wasn't the prettiest, 39-33. But Central was able to grind it out despite the shooting woes, but despite North Little Rock having multiple attempts at a comeback, and they were able to come away with a huge home victory.
Yeah, absolutely. And most of it, again, the scoreboard will never tell the story of what this game was. That was one of the strongest defensive games we've seen all year from Central. Every piece of their defense was perfect, right? We saw Gaston with 5 blocks on her own. We saw her get 7 offensive rebounds on her own as well. So, I mean, this did not have anything to do with any scoring outbreak, right? It had everything to do with their hustle and their defense on that hustle, right? Because without a lot of those blocks, North Little Rock would have come away with a lot more than just a loss. They would have come away with a win by a good margin as well.
And you can just hear the crowd. It's not even a game going on. It's just a couple teams warming up. And this crowd has been electric. Even the North Little Rock crowd making the trip over from the other side of the Arkansas River. And man, this has been one heck of a crowd. And we will have a chance to talk to Coach Marlon Williams at the halftime of the boys game. So you'll have to hold on that. And Will, any more comments before we head into the break?
I'll reiterate it. Incredible hustle out of the Little Rock Central Lady Tigers, right? Absolutely incredible fight as well. That was not an easy game to win whatsoever. When nothing's going your way on the offensive end, you turn that into defensive prowess, right? And that's exactly what Little Rock Central did, and just an overall great win by Little Rock Central.
Of course, the foul troubles were all over. Gaston, of course, had that great first half, and then she just could not consistently stay on the court in the second, eventually fouling out in the fourth quarter. Rosabella Onyango stepped up big. She's one of those sort of unknown, or not really unknown, but lesser known players when it comes to the box score. but she came away with multiple blocks and multiple clutch rebounds of her own. And going to take a look at a couple of the clutch baskets by the Tigers as we head into the break. But the boys will be playing in just a moment. North Little Rock, the Charging Wildcats will be taking on your Little Rock Central Tigers for the first boys 6A Central matchup of the year, so do not miss out on that. Well, this has been a broadcast of the Tiger Sports Network and presented by the Natural State Sports. I'm Chris Gay. This is Will Stafford. So long from our entire crew, and definitely tune in just about 10 minutes.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome to the Tiger Sports Network presented by Natural State Sports. Tonight's matchup, a long-awaited matchup between your Little Rock Central Tigers and the Charging Wildcats of North Little Rock. We just got finished with the girls matchup, and if that rivalry is still alive, I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic finish. Central was able to hold on for a 39-33 victory over the visiting Charging Wildcats, and it was a slow game as far as scoring. It was fast. It was track meet, but neither team could really, as you mentioned at one point, neither team could really get the lid off the basket, but both of these teams now hoping that it can be a high-scoring affair. I just hope it's another close game. Yeah. I mean, the last time that we had the Tiger Sports Network, the boys squad were able to take care of business against Valonia pretty early on, and after an overtime finish from the girls, and I'm hoping that this is, I don't want an overtime finish here, but Central win is even better, but
yeah, I mean, this is a very, very legendary matchup, right? These boys teams have met many times since 2020. They have met 10 times in 5 years, right? This is their 11th matchup since 2020. They met in the 2022 semifinals. North Little Rock would win that by 18. They met in the 2021 finals. North Little Rock would win that one as well. But last year, Central took down North Little Rock, won their state championship. North Little Rock has 16 state championships, and Chris, Central's got 21. These are very famous Central Arkansas schools, and it's going to be super exciting to see what I think is going to be a slug match, right? I think it's going to be high scoring, but I think there's going to be so many points scored on each side. We're not going to get to take a break.
Well, last year, these two teams met up, of course, twice during the regular season. They did not meet up in the postseason as North Little Rock fell in the semis to Bryant. But both of those games were pretty low scoring. The first game at home for Central. They would go on to defeat North Little Rock 52-41, and then they would lose 56-57 in North Little Rock. And we're just about ready for the starting lineups of your Little Rock Central Tigers. Let's take a look at the starting five. Going from left to right, Clay Blair will be the man with the ball for most of the time. Then Trey Aline coming in at the 2 guard. Brandon Wright holding down that 3 spot. Trey Stewart making his first start of the night, or excuse me, of the season. And then Luke Moore, their star. It's a lot of long guards,
but a lot of small guards.
Well, yeah, that's true. They're long, but you're right. This is a small lineup versus North Little Rock, who doesn't really have a big lineup either. You want to go ahead and take a look at the starters for North Little Rock. Kevon Smith, Andre Barnes, Tadrian Baker, Elijah Bryant, and Corey Williams. Corey Williams, the tallest player on the court for either team, standing at 6'5". The senior forwards had some solid games so far this year. Usually gets more rebounds than points. So he's one of those scrappy forwards that every team needs, and he's at the center court, ready to tip off. Let's see who Central sends out to tip with him. It's going to be Brandon Wright, the really athletic, lanky guard for Central. Hey, I will say the last time Tiger Sports Network had a broadcast here, of course the only other time I suppose, Brandon Wright caught a lob and threw down a dunk. It was one of the best plays probably of the non-conference slate in Arkansas high school basketball so far this year. And Williams jumped early, and they're going to have to do the tip one more time. Actually, no, they won't. I guess I wasn't not really familiar with that rule. So Central will have the basketball. Wright will throw in as Trey Aline will have the ball to start with. Elijah Bryant, the freshman guard, picks him up full court, and he will pick up the early foul. So Elijah Bryant, the 6'3" freshman guard, is considered one of the top underclassmen by Big Miller. Currently actually has an offer from the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Inside to right. Aline driving baseline, spins, loses it, and it will be North Little Rock basketball. Adrian Baker, the senior guard. Now Bryant. Picked up by Aline. Here's Smith. He's had some solid games so far this year. Barnes, the main floor general. Back to Barnes inside. Tip by Blair. And Central has the basketball. Here's Wright inside. Gets it over the shot blocker, and it's good. First point by either team is from Brandon Wright.
And a great steal coming from Clay Blair there. Sets up the fast break, and Central's able to...
Well, he was open.
He was very open.
I don't think anybody except a couple North Little Rock players knew that he was even close to being open. A big defensive malfunction by Central. Inside, Stewart with the ball. Here's Moore waiting for a screen. Stewart's going to roll. Moore steps back. Here's Blair. Blair into Stewart. Stewart finishes over Williams. Stewart, his first points of the night.
And a great find by Clay Blair. Clay Blair is a very, very good point, a pure point guard, but does get hot from the three-point line sometimes.
Scoring and playmaking. Got to keep an eye on him whenever he has the ball. Inside, pump fake Williams inside and scores. Now Brandon Wright inside. It will be a last touch. Oh, whoa, no. No, that should be Central basketball. What are they going to call? It was not off Wright. Wow, okay. I think we need instant replay.
Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe a challenge. Anyway, North Little Rock has the basketball, even though it was last touched by the Wildcats. Driving and contorting and can't finish. It will be a charge. Great positioning by Luke Moore, putting his body on the line and forcing the turnover.
That's 2 fouls.
Yeah, 2 fouls on Bryant. And an early substitution, Ethan Polite, one of the top underclassmen in the state, comes in at number 4 in Arkansas for the class of 2027, according to Prep Hoops. It's a transfer from Maumelle Charter. Here's Stewart. Aline to Moore. Moore contested triple. That one's short. Rebound by Williams. Here's Baker. That one's tipped up and Polite. Corner. And that will be out of bounds. I believe that was Smith. Oh yeah, you're right. Either that or he touched the out of bounds line. I'm not sure, but here's Moore with the basketball. 5:10 left to play in the first quarter. Ball game tied at 4. Stewart guarded by Williams, looking for someone to cut back door. Williams blocked by Baker, and they're going to call the foul. Great defensive recovery by the junior. And Smith taking off his undershirt. Not exactly sure why he did that. I'm guessing I guess he just didn't want to wear it anymore, so he just took it off right there. The first free throw coming up for Wright, nails it. Wright is coming off a solid performance. Central is really coming off a solid performance in a tournament in Texas. He had 10 points, 8 rebounds against Sterling High School. Of course, the last time we saw him on this court to the Tiger Sports Network, he had 16 points. It should be another easy basket. And it's up! Brandon Wright throws it down.
Brandon Wright throws it down on the pass out from Trey Stewart. What a play. And my goodness, did Brandon Wright get up in the air for that steal as well.
Barnes to Smith. He almost fell out of bounds. Polite can't finish the 3. Here's Moore. He's bringing it up. Waiting for the screen. Moore inside. And Polite almost got the steal. Blair going to inbound. Waiting for somebody to get open. It's Wright. Brandon Wright to Moore. Here's Aleem. Aleem looking to go one-on-one. Kicks it to Wright. Wright 3-ball. Can't finish. Polite's going to race up the floor, guarded by Stewart. And looks like that will be out of bounds. Last touch by Central. Smith will throw in. Here's Andre Barnes. Barnes has had some great games so far this season, including a recent game of 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists against Clinton right before Christmas. Inside, what a steal by Aleem, and Stewart diving for it, and a foul by Baker.
What a play out of Trey Alim. Jumps the passing lane and then immediately throws it out towards Trey Stewart, and Trey Stewart gets fouled.
Dravion Johnson, the junior 6'2" forward, comes into the ball game for the first time tonight. He will pick up more. Here's Blair, guarded by Barnes. Blair pressured by Barnes all over the court. Here's Moore. Alim to Blair. 6 seconds to work with. Blair! Three! What a shot by the junior Clay Blair.
And if Clay Blair starts getting going, it's a dangerous game for North Little Rock to play to allow him to stay open.
And it will be a personal foul on Trey Stewart, his first of the game. He's had some solid minutes, the sophomore guard.
And he is using them to his advantage.
Yeah. He doesn't start a lot of games, but he got the nod tonight. Here's Smith to Polite. Three ball coming up for Johnson and goes over the backboard. Central basketball. Right, picked up by Johnson, full court. Excuse me, Moore's picked up by Johnson, full court, and that's going to be a foul. They're going to get Dravion Johnson with that one. North Little Rock coming off a loss to Jonesboro. And that was not, I mean, it's a conference battle, but it technically was not in a conference format. This is their first conference, really true conference game of the year, as they played Jonesboro in a tournament. So technically they've already played some conference basketball, losing to Jonesboro, and for Central, just their first conference game of the year. Air ball by Polite. Smith got a couple Tigers up in the air, and Alim came down kind of awkwardly, and he's up now. Javen Ashford is set to check in for the Wildcats. As Smith, who is capable of some really big games, he's going to head to the free throw line. He's already had a couple of 20-point games this year, actually both against Hot Springs. With 25 points, 12 rebounds against them in early December, and then 20 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals against them November 16th.
Gavin Holman just came into the game, coming off a crazy good game.
Yeah, he had 23 points against Conroe. Could not miss from three-point. Made all 5 of his three-point attempts, and he's looking to have a similar night tonight. Here's Stewart. Moore. Picked up by Johnson, double coming. Stewart's going to pull back. And guarded tightly by Smith. Here's Moore. And it's going to be, what's the call? Looks like North Little Rock's bench did not really like the call, but they have the basketball, so I'm not really sure what that's about. Here's Barnes. Guarded by Stewart. Barnes nearly lost it. What a pass to Smith. 3-ball. That one's short. Stewart. And turnover by Central. Barnes. It's right. What a shot. Blocked. Oh my goodness. Right at his head up to the rim. What a rejection by the sophomore. Barnes going one-on-one. He's going to shoot the long 3. He can't get it to fall. Rebound by Moore. Central, fast break. Right. Oh, I thought he was going to bring the house down. Rebound by Smith. And up ahead, the pass was a little long. North Little Rock cannot capitalize on the transition opportunity as Day Thomas checks into the ball game for the first time, along with the Wildcats, number 25, 6'8", Noah Butler. CJ King also checks in for Central. Well, that was an exciting few possessions.
Yes, it was.
Throwing in, tap by Thomas. Here's Blair. Thomas. Looking for somebody. It's Moore posting up against Johnson. Moore to King. King. Back to Moore. Quick trigger on the three. Can't get it to fall. King, second chance opportunity. Fighting for it. King gets it to fall. Instant impact for CJ King. 5 seconds remaining. Barnes flips it up. It may have been blocked. And Moore, well, that shot won't count, but what an exciting finish to the first quarter of play. Central with a 9-point lead over the visiting charging Wildcats.
That is one of the most exhilarating first quarters I've seen in a very long time from high school basketball. I mean, there was a little bit of everything. I thought that Central was going to bring the house down there on that fast break, but still a 15-6 lead for Central going into the second quarter is nothing to overlook.
Not at all. And I mean, you're right. Sometimes the first quarter is where the teams kind of feel each other out, try to see what the defense gives them. But right away, another sort of track meet type of a performance from Central and North Little Rock. And the women also had 15 points at the end of the first. Now, the women for North Little Rock had a little bit more, but again, I don't want to call it a close game as Central has a 9-point lead, but neither team has really pulled ahead significantly over the other like we've seen from Central in the past.
Now, it definitely does feel like Central should be a little farther ahead, right? It feels like the energy on Central's side is a little bit stronger. It feels like everything they're doing is right, and it feels like North Little Rock is kind of making very simple mistakes that, you know, you don't really expect out of a team from North Little Rock, right? So I would not be surprised if we see a little bit more, a little bit different of a feeling from North Little Rock here, energy-wise.
The Wildcats will have the ball to start the quarter. Johnson throws into Barnes. A near trap. Here's Johnson. Gets it to Barnes. Guarded by Blair. 3-ball corner. It's good. Andre Barnes finds the bottom of the net for the first time tonight.
Very well played, thought out passing lane there. Just pass around until somebody finds open, and it happens to be Andre Barnes.
Moore somehow kept the basketball. Here's Thomas looking to attack. Now gets it to Blair. Blair, deep triple. Makes a deep triple. Clay Blair has no problem pulling and making those deep shots.
And we have talked so much about his heat check moments. If he starts warming up, it's a very dangerous game for whoever he's playing against.
Oh, Barnes really thought about the triple. Here's Morris. Inside, back to Morris. Floater won't fall. Blair with the board. Here's Moore. Step back. Triple. Short. Johnson with the basketball. Races up. And that was a contested look. Pump fake. He gets a second chance opportunity to fall. Good effort by Dravion Johnson. And now Coach Lewis wants a second to talk things over with his team.
And as predicted, North Little Rock came out with a little more enthusiasm towards especially that transition offense. So this is going to be a dogfight, Chris, for sure.
North Little Rock only allowing 3 points. Just about, not even the first 2 minutes. And a 5-3 run. Now, Will, if you are Coach Shelby Lewis and Central, what do you do to try to keep North Little Rock? Obviously, they've been hitting a few shots. Barnes had that three-pointer. What do you try to do to keep them at bay for now?
You need to slow down, right? A lot of these points are coming from North Little Rock being able to run in transition, and it's coming off of Central kind of rushing shots. We saw the same thing in the women's game, right? Very rushed plays.
King steps back. Here's Holman. Thomas inside, can't finish. Here's Brandon Wright. Looking to drive, gets past the defense and finishes over the 6'8" Noah Butler.
And that's already 8 points for Brandon Wright. Starting to heat up really, really fast.
Johnson, and that one is swatted by Holman. Holman, great effort on defense. Here's the lean. Picked up by Morris. Lean going one-on-one, can't finish. Central with a 9-point advantage with 5:15 left to play in the second quarter. 20-11. Aleem trying to make it 21-11. Yes, he does. 10-point advantage for the Tigers.
And that, my friends, is what you call a shooter's touch.
Couple subs for Charging Wildcats. Barnes, Johnson check out. Tadrian Baker, Kevon Smith check in. And Aleem goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Here's Baker. 5:05 left to play in the second quarter. Smith going against the defense, and that's going to be a foul on Holman. That will be his first personal of the ball game. Just the second team foul by Central so far today, so they've done a good job staying out of foul trouble. It's still early, but we saw a lot of fouls committed in the last game too.
Yep, and referees are kind of letting the boys play here. And honestly, I'm a big fan of that personally. Jacob Marshall into the game now.
And Smith nails the second. 21-12 is your score. Here's Aleem driving, pulls up, tough jumper, and he's going to get fouled by Butler. A bad mistake by North Little Rock. For Butler, just his first personal. He's had a couple solid games so far this year, but basketball's not really his sport necessarily, as he plays tight end and defensive end for the football team. He's actually featured on both Prep Hoops and Prep Red Zone. No, I can't say I know of many other players, a lot of other players that have featured on both sites.
It's very difficult to do. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it shows how gifted of an athlete. I mean, he's 6'8", so, I mean, it makes sense, but, yeah. Here's Polite. Butler up top to Ashford. Ashford working on Marshall. Baker flips to Ashford. 3-ball, gets it to fall. Javen Ashford, first points of the game. Here's Aleem. Marshall. Stewart up top. Here's Wright. King driving. Marshall in the corner, cross court to Wright. Aleem has 10 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Pushes off, jumper, long, rebound by Butler. He falls. And they're going to get somebody with a personal. That's actually going to be the personal on Trey Stewart, his second. Andre Barnes checks back in. Polite checks out. And Luke Moore, Clay Blair, also going to check back in as well. Let's see who they check out for. It'll be Aleem and King.
And it's kind of what I alluded to. Central needed to calm down, play their own game. So that's exactly what they've done. They've slowed down their offense, tried to find their own shots, and it's worked pretty well for them so far.
23-15 is your score with 3:35 remaining. And what a play by Smith. There's the foul. I haven't got an indication. I guess the shot did count. Okay, so an and one opportunity for Kevon Smith, the 6'5" guard, at the free throw line for one. Will make this a 5-point game. Cannot. 6-point lead by Central. Here's Stewart. Marshall brings it up the floor. Right up top. Blair, deep triple off the front of the rim, and Marshall came down hard, going for the offensive rebound. He is still down as Barnes scores at the other end. Lewis trying to get the officials' attention. And the trainer for the Tigers is going to check on him. Marshall got up, but he's feeling it. That was a hard fall from Jacob Marshall. This is a guy that utilizes energy and effort every time he steps onto the floor. The last time we had a Tiger Sports Network broadcast, he came in for some spot minutes against Valonia, had 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal in the big victory. Here's Wright. Blair to Moore. Almost broke some ankles there. Moore. Guarded by Baker, into Thomas. Thomas flips it up, and that's going to be a foul. See who they give it to. It's going to be a foul on Butler. That will be his second personal.
You see Luke Moore standing up at the half-court line, kind of commanding the offense as fluidly as possible.
Thomas knocked down his first free throw. In just about 2:39. Of course, we'll have halftime, but we'll have a chance to talk with Coach Marlon Williams about the aftermath of the girls' game. We'll also have a chance to talk with Kai Wilson about her performance, her clutch performance. And I think we both agreed during the break, she was our player of the game for the performance down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. She is you could honestly say the sole reason as Trey Stewart gets up there and rejects a shot. But you can really say that Kai Wilson was the biggest reason for that Central win, as she had a lot of clutch moments, a very clutch 3 down the stretch.
Yeah, played well on both ends as Smith flips it. Can't get it to fall. Moore with the rebound. Gets it up ahead to Stewart. Stewart to right in the corner. Blair, he's a shooter. Blair working inside right, reverse, can't get it to fall. Barnes with the rebound. Barnes, step back, mid-range, good. Andre Barnes, a killer step back and a killer shot, reduces this lead to 3.
And this game is going to be a game of runs. I mean, Little Rock Central went on a run there for a second. Now North Little Rock on one.
Owen Stewart takes a hard fall, and they're going to get Noah Butler with his 3rd personal foul. North Little Rock not happy with the call, as it looks like Ticorian Williams, also known as Corey, is going to check into the ball game. Stewart's first free throw rolls in and out. And is short on his second. So Stewart 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Barnes, as Coach Claiborne is going to call a timeout here. Just the first timeout called of the game for North Little Rock. And that was a clutch step back by Andre Barnes and cutting the lead to just 3. But what is Central? Obviously, it's a game of runs. What do they have to do to get back on a run?
I mean, I alluded to it a little bit earlier. They need to play their pace, right? Central has not really been that great on that transition offense throughout the season, and coming into this game, that's no different to me. I think what they really need to do is slow down their offense, allow Luke Moore or even Clay Blair to run the offense, call the plays, and just kind of allow each of them to work the defense in a way that will give them the easiest shot, because a lot of times they're having to force up plays, or force up shots, I'm sorry.
One of the officials going to stop play here. Wipe up a spill on the floor in front of the North Little Rock sideline. Well, looks like we are ready to resume action here. Here's Barnes. Central sending pressure. Barnes guarded by Holman. He had to get it away. Nearly lost it. He got it back. Has 15 seconds on the shot clock. Ashford, he's going to take the triple. He's going to make his 2nd triple of the game. Ties this one up at 24.
The exact same spot Ashford made his first 3. Hits another 3 as Luke Moore.
Oh, Ashford goes falling. He's going to slow down the offense a little bit, waiting for Thomas's screen. Going to pick up Williams on a mismatch. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Deep 3, Moore, got it to Moore. Luke Moore, are you kidding me? What a triple by the senior.
5 points for Luke Moore. It's only a matter of time before he continues.
I mean, you just knew that when he had the ball in his hands, was wanting to go one-on-one, he was going to put up a shot. 5 seconds on the game clock. Barnes has got to go. He's going to take a deep triple and off the back of the rim, and just like that, that is halftime. 27-24 is your score in favor of the hometown Little Rock Central Tigers. What a first half we got to watch between these two teams, as we're going to be able to have a chance to talk with Coach Williams and Kai Wilson in just a minute. If I can, I'm not even sure where they are in the gym, but But until then, we are going to go to break. 27-24 is your score at the half, so do not go anywhere. We have an interview in just a moment.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome back to the Tiger Sports Network. It's Chris Gay, joined by Kai Wilson, who is our player of the game. Kai, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And it was a sloppy game, but you guys were able to come away and pull out a win against a really good North Little Rock team.
Yes, sir.
Talk about your performance down the stretch. I know shooting was, both your team kind of had a little bit of the shooting woes. How did you guys, how were you able to break out of those shooting woes?
I mean, we locked in on our shots. We've been getting up shots all week so we can knock those shots down. So we just locked in and just hit them when we needed them.
Now, the fast breaks, both teams going back and forth, it seemed like, and it's more of a question out of curiosity. How do you keep up the stamina in a game like that? I mean, you're going back and forth. I'm sure you're exhausted.
I mean, Coach be running us like crazy. So, that running just prepare us for moments like that. We're a good transition team, and we just used to getting up and down.
Now, Amaria Gaston fouled out late in the fourth quarter, and you really stepped up. And what did what kind of made you realize that you need to step up and you need to be the one that takes this team to the end of the game?
I mean, our main post player stepped out, so I knew we had to hold it down for her, So I just had to lock in. We all locked in, and we just had to protect the basket and get rebounds, what she was doing. So. And
I know that late three, I didn't expect you to pull it up, but you showed a lot of confidence. What was going through your mind when you pulled up for that shot?
I mean, I hit one already in the first half.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm just gonna pull this. I mean, I'm feeling it tonight, so I just shot it. I knew it was money when it went in.
Well, thank you, Kai, and congratulations on the win, of course.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Kai Wilson. Had her late game heroics for the Tigers. We're going to have a chance to talk with Coach Marlon Williams. Well, Coach, congratulations on a tight win and a big win. First conference victory of the season. How do you feel?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Man, it feels good to get the first win in the conference and kind of set the tone for the rest of the season. So against a really good opponent.
Yeah, so the shooting woes, I talked with Kai about this. The shooting woes were pretty evident, but you guys were able to break out, and, of course, defense prevailed.
Yeah, I mean, we try to hang our hat on defense, I think we did a good job of that. Love for us to shoot a little bit better, and I think that's coming. I think it's just a matter of time for us.
Now, you guys kind of had a little bit of trouble breaking through the press early in the second half, but you guys suddenly were just able to break through it no problem. What were the adjustments?
Yeah, just the girls just relaxing and just executing the plays that we need to go against that press they have. So they did a good job executing down the stretch. We had to take a couple timeouts to get them together, but they got it taken care of.
Now talk about your next matchup. Of course, you guys will have a little bit of a break before then, but talk to us about that next matchup.
We got Bryant next. They're a really good, scrappy young team. Coach Teague is doing a really good job with them. I've seen a lot of improvement from last year. So it's going to be a tough battle. And we're going to Bryant. It is always hard to play there. They got a great atmosphere. So we're looking forward to it.
But so what do you tell your team after a game like this? Obviously, and I talked with Kai. She said y'all run a lot. You run them a lot, so that's how they were able to keep up throughout all four quarters. But what do you tell them going into another game that is potentially another tight finish?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you play in this conference, it's going to be that way. I mean, the opponents are good. I mean, you got to play the game for 4 quarters. And so we train accordingly, study, build their bodies up and get good strength conditioning training. But it's nice to see that prevail in games like this. Like I said, just want to get better at the shooting portion of it and make our free throws and take care of the ball. And I like our chances against anybody.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win and good luck next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, that was Coach Marlon Williams and Kai Wilson. Great having a chance to talk with them, and we'll see you in just about 4 minutes.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome back to the Tigers Sports Network presented by Natural State Sports. We are live here from Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of historic Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm Chris Gay. This is Will Stafford, and this is another good game. Of course, if you did not have a chance to watch the girls' game, that was a tight thriller, with Central coming away with the 39-33 victory. And then now Central in another tight matchup, just with a 4-point advantage, or excuse me, 3-point advantage, if I can count, over the visiting North Little Rock Charging Wildcats. And Will, what have we seen so far through the first 16 minutes of play?
very good basketball, I think is the best way to explain it. There hasn't been much, lapse in defense or lapse of judgment on defense. There's been a lot of scoring. 27-24 is a very, very high-scoring game for a high school basketball game, right? And just in general, both teams kind of understand each other very well, right? They understand that they're not going to win this solely based off their shooting, right? They're looking for the outlet passes. They're looking for anybody that could be slightly open, and they're taking every opportunity to do so. You look at Clay Blair, who hit 2 threes in the first quarter, or in the first half, and he's going to probably continue doing that. Luke Moore continues to do so as well.
Moore hit a big 3 right before the end of the half for Central. Guarded tightly by Baker. That ball is tipped, ends up in the hands of Smith. Driving, shot will not count. Foul on the floor. Will be on Brandon Wright, just his first personal of the game. First team foul for either team this half.
And again, the referees have been letting them play a lot, so big fan of that.
Here's Barnes. He's taken some deep threes so far tonight, so I would not doubt if he thinks about dialing it up from there. Smith. Ball is tipped, but that one, they're going to get a foul. It's going to be on Trey Aleem. His second personal.
North Rock's got to be a little careful doing so.
Here's Barnes. Thought about the triple. Bryant, the freshman, didn't get a lot of playing time in the second quarter. Looks to improve in the third. Miss. Aleem with the rebound. Aleem looking to go one-on-one. Pulls it out, gives it to Moore. Moore rejects the screen, takes it that time. Moore. Aleem trying to spin, can't, and will be a foul. So good defense.
It's actually going to be a travel on
that's
Trey
what
Aleem.
I meant, excuse me. A traveling violation on Aleem. It was good defense by Bryan, anticipating where the sophomore was going to go with the basketball. Barnes, contested triple, and nails it. Andre Barnes is lethal.
And that is an understatement. That is his third 3 of the game. He's got 10 points.
And the steal and the finish by Bryant. Coach Lewis telling his team to calm down as North Little Rock now has the lead, a 2-point lead over the hometown Tigers. Aleem breaking through the press, gets it to Blair. Blair, triple, no good. Rebound by Williams. Barnes, one-on-one. He lost it midair, but somehow made it. What a shot by Barnes. 5 straight points for Andre Barnes.
That puts him at 12 on the game.
Luke Moore, lob play to Clay Blair. I love to see it. Clay Blair cutting the lead to 2. Barnes was on a 5-0 run by himself. And Baker fouled by Wright. Hooked his arm on the spinning senior, and that's going to be his second personal. Triple, Bryant can't make it. Here's Wright. Stewart tripped up for a second. Gavin Holman set to check in for Central. Moore, guarded by Baker. Blair, oh, he's wide open. Triple, can't get it to go that time. Barnes up ahead. Smith shuffled his feet, and that will be a turnover for North Little Rock. Little Rock has the basketball now as Holman and Day Thomas check into the ball game.
I definitely want to see more of Gavin Holman in this game. He scored, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, 5 for 5 from threes in the most recent match. So definitely want to see that a little bit more in this second half.
And Clay Blair and Luke Moore, the only Tigers to really make an impact from along the perimeter. Wright looking to change things, can't finish. Rebound by Williams. Baker going inside, kicks to the corner, 3-ball, good! Elijah Bryant with the triple. Moore spinning, breaks the press on his own. Moore, man, when he has it going with his handles, I mean, he is hard to pluck.
He's quick, very, very, very quick.
That's his second team first.
Of course, this is not a shooting foul, but the second personal on Tadrian Baker. Diving for the ball is Thomas. He came away with the basketball. That's going to be a timeout by Coach Lewis. Good call from the Central head coach in just time. Will be a full timeout charged to the Tigers. They have 3 remaining in this quarter, or excuse me, in this half. So 3:39 left to play. 32 seconds on the shot clock for Central after Day Thomas got on the floor, giving the Tigers another possession. And the third quarter's been kind of slow. Not a lot of shots. Not a lot of shots have been falling. Clay Blair's missed a couple of 3. Holman missed a couple. What do you tell your team to just try to get, give them some confidence and make them believe that shots are going to fall at some point?
Play your game, right? I mean, there are going to be times that your shot falls, and there are going to be times that they don't at all, right? That's how Clay Blair started, right? Hit his first 2, hasn't hit another 3 since, right? So you want to just make sure you're playing within yourself. Don't try and do too much. If it doesn't turn out to be a 3, so be it. Drive in the paint, get something going from there. At some point, something will fall, and you'll be back in rhythm.
Blair had 6 made 3s in their last game against Randall. Of course, they played 2 games on December 28th in the tournament. Won them both. Moore looking for somebody. Here's Blair. Thought about the 3. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Moore steps back. 3-ball, long. Rebound by Smith, and here's Bryant. Baker to Smith. Smith, triple, front of the rim. That's got to be a travel, and a foul and 1 for Baker. It kind of looked like once Baker had the basketball, it looked like his feet shuffled just a little bit. That will be the second foul on Gavin Holman, as Aleem will check into the ball game. Thomas will check out.
Baker's been relatively quiet up until that play right there. First points.
Here's Holman. Now Aleem. 7-point lead by North Little Rock. Right. Inside to Holman. Holman, contested shot. Smith bringing up full court. He hits the deck. Here's Blair. Blair picked up by Baker. He'll pull it out. Luke Moore driving. And he's fouled on the way up. I think it might be. Let's see who it's on. Will be on Kayvon Smith. That's his second personal. Dravion Johnson set to check in. First free throw is good by Luke Moore.
Luke Moore is lethal from the line, so I'm not going to say he's going to make it. Because I'm not about to be called out for a commentator curse.
I think you just did.
Yeah, I might have just ruined it.
Moore mulling over Abilene Christian and UCA offers. Oh, no
Okay.
jinx. All right, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, cutting the lead to 5. 2:25 left to play in the third quarter. Driving, floater by Bryant. Can't get it to fall the first time. Can't get it to fall the second time. Another opportunity. Here's Baker, 3-ball. Makes it. Tadrian Baker with the triple.
And that's set up by Corey Williams being able to get that defensive rebound, fighting for it between 3 different Central players.
Bryant diving for it. North Little Rock has the basketball. And Blair commits the foul. It ended up being a good foul, as North Little Rock will have to earn the 2 points at the free throw line. It'll be Andre Barnes shooting 2. Barnes has an offer from South Arkansas Community College, but he's really had a good string of games. He's done well in a lot of their tournaments. Actually won the sportsmanship award at the Bad Boy Mowers Ronnie Brogdon Invitational on the 28th. He's also the MVP of the matchup versus Bentonville, the tournament North Little Rock played in at the very beginning of the year.
Who you think you got?
And Barnes knocks down that free throw. North Little Rock with a 10-point lead. As Stewart checked back into the ball game. Gets it to King. Here's Aleem. Guarded by Bryant. Trey Aleem to Thomas. Lost it for a second. Aleem, 3-ball. Can't get it. Thomas, second chance opportunity. Loses it. North Little Rock ball. Johnson to the corner. Baker. He'll take the long 3. He'll make the long 3. Tadrian Baker with a deep triple. 13-point advantage.
And he's got 8 points in this quarter alone.
And another steal for North Little Rock. It was Williams. Barnes, transition triple. Can't get it. Rebound, Baker blocked by Thomas. What a rejection by the sophomore. King thought about the 3. He'll drive inside, and King finishes against the defense.
That's a much-needed bucket from Central. Haven't scored in about 3 in-game minutes.
Barnes. It's 25 seconds on the game clock. It's more like a 2 to 3 second difference between the shot and game clocks. He's going to let it drain. He's worked it down to 10 seconds on the shot clock and kind of pushes off, but the save is going to be a foul on King. That's King's first, and Barnes will be heading to the free throw line. It was not a shooting foul. No, it was. Excuse me. Barnes knocks down his first free throw. Baker checks out after having a fantastic third quarter. Kayvon Smith checks back in. And he's short on the second. 8 seconds left on the game clock. Moore, what a finish, and one, Luke Moore. Luke Moore by himself got down the court in about 5 seconds. Actually, they let a lot of clock drain after he was fouled. Okay, there you go. So they added 2 more seconds on the clock. Moore misses a free throw. That's your jinx, Will.
Nope, that's
Blair. Oh. Excuse me, that was Barnes. He hit the roof.
That is not on me. I said that forever ago. It's not me.
So just like that, the third quarter ends 45-35 in favor of North Little Rock. And as we head into break, quick thing, Luke Moore did a great job kind of giving Central a little bit of life at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, obviously hitting that free throw would have been great, but I mean, it was a much needed bucket, only scoring 8 points in that third quarter. Not what you want to see, especially when North Little Rock scored 21 in that quarter. A 21-8 deficit in the third quarter is not something you want to be looking at if you're Central. So a much needed bucket there towards the end. Hopefully that'll wake something up on this Central squad.
We will stay right here as we're going to be right back in just about 20 seconds, but a 10-point lead for the visiting Wildcats. What have they done well so far?
I think what they've done so well is feed the hot hand, right? I mean, we saw Tadrian Baker, right? Hitting 3 after 3 after 3, right? And Andre Barnes at 15 points today already. Only 4 of those are free throws, right? So they're feeding the hot hand, which is something that Central kind of needs to start doing, right? And to me, that needs to be Luke Moore. Now, he doesn't have a hot hand right now. He's only up to what I believe is 7 or 8 points, right? Needs to be in Luke Moore's hands more, and Clay Blair does not need to be afraid to shoot it just as he normally does.
Johnson to Barnes. Barnes has been feasting in this game. Here's Smith to Johnson. Bryant also had a solid impact, especially in that first half. Smith picked up by Aleem. Contested look with the offhand. Can't get it to fall. Here's Wright. Wright. And it's swatted by Williams. And Luke Moore will commit the foul. Will not be a clear path foul, as I believe it was Trey Aleem was back. But a smart foul by the lone senior on this Tiger roster. That would have been an easy fast break opportunity for the Wildcats. Smith to Barnes, picked up by King. Barnes, he's thinking about a 3. He's going to take a 3. Oh, banks it in. The bank is open for business this Tuesday night. Huge triple, 13-point lead by North Little Rock. Here's Wright inside to Thomas. Hangs, can't finish, no foul. Wright gets it back and finishes with the left hand.
And how did Wright come out with that ball?
No idea. Johnson pulls it back to Barnes. Bryant in the corner. Bryant falls, and that's going to be a foul. I believe it'll be on Luke Moore. Yes, it will. Luke Moore. And it may just be his first personal.
Luke Moore has 2, I believe.
You are correct.
Because he had the almost clear path.
That's true. Oh, yeah, you're right. So 2 fouls in the fourth quarter for Luke Moore. Both fouls, the lone fourth quarter team fouls for Central. Here's Ashford. Checked in just a moment ago. Barnes, quick trigger on the three. Back iron. Aleem. Right to King. He thought about it. CJ King, he's going to drive baseline. That's going to be, I didn't realize he stepped out of bounds. So it will be North Little Rock basketball with 5:59 left to play, an 11-point lead. Clay Blair checked back into the ball game. Here's Johnson. Been handling the ball a lot as of late. Ashford inside. Kick out. Will be a foul underneath. Will be on
Day Thomas.
Yeah, it will be on Thomas. Just his first. Ethan Polite checks into the ball game. Andre Barnes, the hot hand, checks out. They get it into Polite. Baker trying to drive baseline, pulls it out to Johnson. Baker into Butler, and that's going to be a foul on Aleem. That'll be his third. And Noah Butler will head to the free throw line.
Team 4 shooting for the Chargers Wildcats, number 25.
He sits with 3 fouls. 1 rebound, is yet to score and still hasn't. Long on the first free throw. 5:21 left to play in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time for Central to get back into it, and they just need a few shots to get going.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only an 11-point game, still 5.5 minutes left. And those 2 missed free throws could be an opportunity.
Here's Wright to Aleem. Aleem driving baseline, attacking. Oh, and very close to an and one opportunity.
Foul call on number 25, Noah Butler. That's his 4th.
Had 8 points the last time that we had a broadcast against Bologna. Big win over the 5A Central School. First free throw rattles in and is good. Gavin Holman checking back in. Is yet to score tonight after a fantastic 23 performance against Conroe, and part of that tournament they played in while down in Texas. And he misses the second. 10-point game. North Little Rock still with the lead. Here's Baker driving inside, dishes to Butler. Butler with the easy right-hand finish.
And that's his first couple points of the game, and it's set up perfectly.
And Aleem loses the ball. And Baker, oh, he can't finish the dunk. Not even close. Here's Aleem. Here's Wright. Wright can't finish with the left. Another missed opportunity for Central. And now Poline has the basketball. Gets it to Baker. Cutting inside is Butler. Butler can't finish over the smaller Holman. Here's Moore. Oh, what a move by Luke Moore. A great Euro. And that's going to be a timeout. I believe it'll be by Coach Lewis. It'll be a full timeout. 2 more remaining for Coach Lewis. Now again, a 10-point game. North Little Rock's keeping them at arm's length. I mean, Central's not going away, but what do they have to? Is it they have to finally just start hitting their outside shots, or maybe shoot more of them, or just attack the basket? What is it for Central?
They're getting, I think they're getting a little too overwhelmed in the full court pressure and even just the half court pressure, right? North Little Rock's kind of sending a fire type defense press towards Central, and Central hasn't been able to really do anything about it. The thing about presses is that you have a very open lane most every single time if you can get past it in a timely manner, and Central hasn't been able to do that. So they've been having to settle for threes, and when your threes aren't falling, what do? You don't take more of them,
yeah.
Right? You try and find something inside the paint, and so far Central has not been able to do so. Anything they've tried just hasn't gone down. Haven't been able to draw many fouls on North Little Rock. It just feels like they're feeling the pressure of this press from North Little Rock.
4 new subs into the ball game for North Little Rock. Looks like the entire starting lineup is back in. Barnes going right at right, and Holman with the steal. Instant impact off the bench. Here's Moore, and that's going to be a foul on Smith. That will be his 3rd personal. It was a good job by Holman, gaining front position in the post. Moore guarded by Barnes. Moore inside to right blocked by Williams. What a rejection. Barnes, transition 3. Oh, baby, it's a triple. Andre Barnes with the 3-pointer.
21 points for Andre Barnes and hitting basically every 3 he takes.
Moore gets the call, will head to the free throw line.
That's all right. It was late.
Second personal foul by Corey Williams. First free throw is good by Luke Moore. These are big free throws coming up. Now just the second free throw is a big free throw. Trying to trim this lead to 11. He does so. 3:29 left to play in this ball game. Bryant up ahead to Barnes. Barnes had a lane, and he can't finish. They're going to get Brandon Wright for his 3rd personal. Barnes knocks down his first. And he's perfect from the free throw line that time.
I mean, Andre Barnes has his name written all over this game. 23 points. Only missed 1 3-pointer this entire game.
Blair, deep triple. They needed it. He can't get it to fall, though, as Baker has it now for North Little Rock. Tip ball. Here's Barnes. Back to Baker. Baker inside, tipped away by Blair. Blair picks it up. Fast break opportunity. Blair into right. Easy finish at the rim by Brandon Wright. 11-point ball game.
And that was a very much needed bucket once again.
Barnes, shot won't count.
Foul's coming on number 2, Taylor Moon. Shooting for the Wildcats, number 2.
Hey, keep taking it in there.
Andre Barnes.
Keep taking it down, Drake.
Barnes, first free throw is good. As Trace Stewart checks back into the ball game.
Perfect from the line. Once again, 25 points for Andre Barnes.
Here's Moore. Driving, kicks, Holman, triple, short.
And this run by North Little Rock can kind of be, first of all, choked up to, you know, Andre Barnes being able to hit every shot and nothing falling for Central.
And Williams misses it. Moore, fast break, driving, spinning, finishing and one. Luke Moore. Can he cut this lead to 10 as there's just 2:16 left to play in this game? That'll be the fourth foul by Tadrian Baker. Half free throw's good. A little bit confusion. Thought he had two coming up. That would have been nice, but no, just one free throw for the senior star. Barnes. Bryant can't keep control of it. Barnes, oh, a deep triple early in the shot clock. Bryant got it back. Oh, Barnes, I think, thought that they didn't have enough time on the shot clock or something. He looked confused.
Coach Claiborne seemed incredibly upset at that.
Well, can you blame him? Now, of course, they get the ball, and a timeout has been called. There's just 3 timeouts left for Coach Claiborne, but he looked ready to pull him onto the bench, and Barnes was very surprised about that. But you just got to look at the shot clock before you, I mean, you got to glance at it at least.
Reminds me of the Paul George shot back in, what was that, 2015?
13? 14?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Shot clock didn't reset in that one.
And
he just pulled up from range.
I mean, it was supposed to reset, and it's probably good because they might have, you know, called the play dead or try to reset it or something, and didn't even give them the chance.
That's very, very reminiscent of that.
Well, except Paul George made that shot.
True. Very true.
57-47, the score. North Little Rock, the visiting team, with an early advantage with 1:59 in the fourth quarter. A lot of fans starting to clear out. There's still a minute 59 left to play. That's too early. We have seen some crazy stuff happen in basketball, high school, college, professional levels. You can't be leaving.
You know, Reggie Miller, 11 points in just a couple seconds, right? So
yeah,
it's definitely possible.
On Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady,
yeah. 9 points and about as many seconds as well. Moore playing some aggressive defense along the perimeter. Barnes flips it up and in. A good finish by Andre Barnes. Here's Blair. Aleem, he's got it. And no foul. Stewart with the offensive board. Holman, open triple. Short again, has yet to find the bottom of the rim. Blair, triple, short. Holman, rebound. Luke Moore, he's going to take the deep three. And that's off the top of the backboard. And
take your turn, Little Rock Central.
Just nobody could get it to fall. Holman, Blair, Moore couldn't get it done. Here's Barnes, picked up full court by Aleem. Barnes to Bryant. Baker. Smith. Just 51 seconds left to play in the ball game. Baker gets it to the corner. Open triple by Bryant. Can't finish. And ball will be in Central's possession. 43 seconds left to play. Not sure what the stoppage in play is about. Okay, the clock was not correct. Put a couple of seconds back on the clock, and Moore trying to go quickly. Loses the ball. It's the last touch by North Little Rock. 35 seconds on the game clock, 28 on the shot clock. Gets it into Stewart. Had to chase after it. Here's Moore. Moore, deep triple. Can't get it to fall. And Baker's got it, and then that's probably going to do it. North Little Rock just going to dribble the ball, the clock out. There is no shot clock. And that will do it. So North Little Rock with a great win in enemy territory. They open conference season with a victory, and they improved to 9-4 on the year. Central falls to 8-10 on the year. 0-1 in conference play so far. Well, disappointing finish here at Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse, but that first half, and even they really tried hard to get back into the ball game. Shots just were not falling. There was that entire stretch. I had 3 open threes and couldn't make any of them.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, that just happens, right? Ball just won't go through the net, and you just can't move on. And you can do everything in your power on defense to try and, hey, maybe, you know, the threes won't fall for them if you play good enough defense. But, I mean, you look at Andre Barnes, 27 points, right? Everything falling for him. And that was just kind of the story for North Little Rock, right? Hitting every shot, and Central just couldn't do that as well.
He got to the free throw line a lot and capitalized on seemingly all of his free throw line trips. And not sure if we'll have a chance to talk with Coach Lewis. Well, we'll let you know in just a moment, but going to go through some of the scores, the box score of this game for Central.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had Clay Blair, who shot pretty well to start the game, right? 2 for 2, but didn't hit a 3 after that, after the first half, and did 2 for 7 from 3. We had Luke Moore scoring, of course, 13 points. He's always going to score, right? He's always going to get that double. He's probably always going to get that double digit, right? But in fact, though, Brandon Wright was actually the one leading the pack with 14 points. Did very well from the free throw line. I mean, that was basically the extent of it. Turnovers were not even that really big of a deal when it came to Central Tigers basketball. So just, again, I think you can, again, chalk it up to shots just weren't falling. And sometimes that just happens. And, again, this is only the first game of conference play for both teams. So Central has a very good chance to bounce back in the next few weeks.
Well, and, of course, they do play next week at Bryant. Bryant has got one of the better teams in the conference this year, so that will be a very interesting matchup. But the girls and the boys will be in Bryant on the 14th, so just a week from now, so they have a little bit of time to prepare and to rest up, as they will need it against a very good Bryant Hornet team. I believe we're not going to have a conversation with Coach Lewis, so that will do it for us tonight. 59-47 is your score, with North Little Rock the victors. I'm Chris Gay. This is Will Stafford. Thank you for tuning in to the Tigers Sports Network, presented by Natural State Sports. And from our entire crew here, thank you again for tuning in. Be safe, stay warm especially, and go Tigers!